Hey, we're live.
Hey!
Cheese with a big bite of food. Why?
ASMR food eating
Why
anyone?
are we missing Darth?
Nom nom nom. Why do we have two of you and none of me, Jesse?
Darth is
Because I'm so great.
Because we got two of you, Jesse. Why do we got two of you? That is disturbing.
That's frightening.
Well, now we have none. We have one of me. No. Well, we have one and a
Go
half
live
of me.
Z. Don't we need to go live Z? I don't know what the account info is.
Wait. There we go. Nope, that's even worse.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm just gonna be on here twice.
No, you better figure it out.
Oh, wait, that's
This is Darth Erasure.
Wait, why are they all? Nope, that's cheese. There we go. Okay, I got it. We're good. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our slightly late, which is on brand, off week where Motion decided she had better things to do. So we're going to talk about D&D and the campaign and do a little Q&A session and talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Because we don't abandon our friends. Like Motion chickness.
Wow. You're so lucky she's not here to hear this.
Hopefully she doesn't watch this back later. If she does, I'm just kidding.
It doesn't feel like it, but okay.
Well, she has earned it because she's doing something sneaky and she won't tell me what it is.
Oh.
Oh yeah, she never really said what she was doing, did she?
No,
Sneaky,
but it sounds like it's going to be
sneaky.
cool. Anyway, no, we love Motion, and she is off to. I don't remember what she's doing, but she's not here. So,
She's probably getting like a full body motion, and she's gonna surprise us next week with a full body motion capture.
oh, that is not what I thought you were talking about, and I don't really know what I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about like a massage or something.
No, the full body VTube streamers.
Yeah,
You're gonna come back and be one of those.
I was gonna
Where
say,
they motion
I mean,
capture their whole body.
you know, I don't know anything
They
more
do flips
relaxing
and
than
stuff
some
in the air.
D&D where everyone almost dies every session. So why would you need to go? Oh, that's probably pretty loud. I'm sorry. Anyway, we should. Oh, let's get Kenku in here.
Kenku.
Oh,
I gotta
background music.
unmute Kenku.
I actually found out you can put Kenku in 2 servers at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but maybe you can at the same time. Actually, I don't know. Although now it's not going to any. Oh no! Here we go. Okay.
Kenku said no.
Kenku, now that you said I could do
There's
two,
Kenku.
forget you.
Hey, Kenku. Let's put on a little Skyrim.
Skyrim's good.
I have to put this food where he's gonna be relentless.
Do you guys hear Skyrim?
I do hear Skyrim.
I heard a brr, 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 then it stopped.
Oh, maybe it did stop.
Yeah, I don't know why.
No, it's still
Kenku.
there.
I guess it just said brr, really quiet.
It's still there. I just had it really low.
Oh, I turned off my audio. There it is.
Wow.
All right. So anyway, so I've got a different actually, I should put something in the background here, shouldn't I? Okay, you guys talk. I'm gonna go
amongst yourselves.
Well, there goes my heater. Oh man.
Wow.
Jesse's breaking stuff.
Oh man.
Oh boy, Jesse.
Everything's just
Oh,
falling
no.
apart.
This is honestly like, if we're doing a recap of the campaign, this is part of the experience.
This
really.
is actually very. This is just like an artistic depiction of the beginning of the campaign, really.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of every session. Is just, oh no, we've broken it.
Oh no.
That is a good point.
It's probably fine.
Trying to think what James RPG art scene would be best.
Pick
Our
one
thing.
that doesn't fit into the campaign that we've never seen.
Okay.
I love that you probably just have that ready on your computer. Like, I was going to use this, but now.
But now.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Just bring up Wanda's funeral fire.
Oh,
Poor Mwanza.
poor Mwanza.
See, that's probably the reason why I want to see someone like watch this and like go over it, because like I watched them talk about the Critical Role devs. Like, I wonder how they would react to me just cracking my ass when my character died. Because everyone else is like, "Oh no!" Like,
Can we
when their
talk
character
about what
died,
you
and I'm
just said?
Cracking up. What?
You just said cracking my ass off.
Yes, cracking my ass off.
Straight off.
This man has no butt.
That's what I say. Then my fiance tells me otherwise. It's like, I don't have an ass. And she's like, no, you got an ass. And I'm like, oh, no. She's like, shut up, you do. I'm like, okay.
What is this?
So powder's
What has our
canonically
stream
dummy
become?
thick.
It is
That-
canon now.
We can't see that pigeon's butt, but just know it's dummy thick.
He's double cheeked up on a Thursday.
All right.
Now I feel like I gotta reach out to my model maker and be like, yo, so I need to get a rear end view of my model. Shake the booty on camera from time to time.
Do we need that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that now. I didn't know I needed it until today, but now I do.
If you say so.
I think Minty's still running her contest.
I wish I knew how to do like the rigging and stuff for models. I feel like that would be really cool.
You could probably. She's done some videos on it. If you go to her, she's Minty Cosmos on Twitter. She also streams, but she did. You have to go dig through everything. She's kind of been vocal now, but she has done some videos on it, and I'm sure there's more out there besides hers.
Yeah, I just have to actually get the motivation to like do things.
Okay,
I
are you-
understand that.
Okay, say hi. Now say bye.
Bye,
So
puppy.
this Kickstarter thing I got, I ordered like what was I thought was gonna be pre-printed miniatures for like the same size as the rest of these minis. Or they came with it because it's like the backing, and they're actually like 6-inch figures, and the rest of them are like normal, like smaller size ones. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's not what I thought I was getting. It's kind of
We
impressed.
still talk. We're not talking about the same one, are we?
No, I'm talking about the Stormlight premium miniatures. If you know anything about the Stormlight saga.
I know that I tried to get into it. I heard it was really good.
Yeah, the first book is long, and it's like pretty much you need to read it to get the next, well, 2 that are after that, or 3. And the 4th one's not out yet. But you need that book for the other ones.
So I heard the book was great, but then I got it on audiobook, and whoever read it managed to make it so boring that
Oh gosh.
I almost got into several car crashes because I was falling asleep listening to it.
That's one of my
The first book
things.
is.
One of my things about audiobooks is that the narrator has to be really good for me to actually finish it. If they're terrible, I'm clocking out. Like,
Yep.
King Killer Chronicle had a fantastic narrator. So that one was one of my favorite fantasy series ever. But also, I don't know if you knew this, but I tried reading I got the Hobbit because I've never read that. It's narrated by Andy Serkis.
Mm-hmm.
is it really?
Yes, it's incredible.
I love that.
I need to do a shout out for if you like audiobooks and you also like Star Wars. I'm sorry to give the House of Mouse any credit, but their audiobooks are more like audio dramas, and they're definitely like almost every Star Wars novel is more worth listening to on audiobook because it has music, it has sound effects, the narrator's usually doing different voices for the different characters.
Yeah,
like
perfection.
it's like a whole thing. So anytime I'm like, I want to read a Star Wars book, I'm like, no, I'm gonna listen to a Star Wars
I'm
book.
gonna listen to it. Yeah. I have to, like, I have a book now that I'm doing an audiobook of because the only time I have is while I'm at work. And I have the paperback or the paper version of it. And I looked at it and I was like, this is too daunting. I need I need the audio version.
Mm.
Oh.
Yep, I understand.
Oh, Jesse.
Yeah,
What you gonna do? Go live tweet?
I did.
You did? I don't see it on Innsandodity. Oh, I see.
Ooh.
I retweeted the one that I did on my own account
Oh, okay. I see what you did.
because
All
I'm
right.
not good at this like motion is.
Oh my
Or Darth.
god. I completely forgot that we had a Twitter, so
Motion
I
is a
always laugh
professional
when I see
of
I
the
click
socials.
on somebody's Twitter and I see they got like this thing say like, you know, like 6 months ago, I'm leaving the what he wants us to do. I'm leaving, and then like they see like a posted like 8 minutes ago. Like I thought you were leaving.
Yeah.
Make up your mind.
Go on, get.
I just decided I'm gonna end up having to go down with the ship.
I think that's what it
Adam
is. Like,
Conover had a great video about that like a couple
just
weeks
funny.
ago. Which I- that was pretty funny.
I should watch that.
Humorous to me.
You'd probably
Because,
enjoy
like,
it. I thought of you instantly. So
loved Twitter for like a short amount of time. It was my favorite place. And now it sucks. I mean, it's always sucked, right? That was
but
part
it
of its
sucked
charm.
in a different way.
Yes.
Now it just sucks.
Yes.
But there's nothing that really replaces it.
No.
I do sort of feel that way about all social media, is that like now it just sucks, and
Now you got
I don't know
people.
what else to do with my free time except scroll these apps.
I hate to constantly beat the same fucking drum, but it's goddamn capitalism is the reason why it sucks. Because too much ad revenue got into it, and now it's all about just like stealing your listening to you while you talk and
Well,
like
yeah.
spitting out fucking ads at you.
I was looking at this stupid post and I was like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. This is a family stream. I should stop talking like that. Anyway,
Was it one of my posts? Because
No.
that would be.
No, it was one of Cheese's. No, so I sent it to one of my friends and I was like, look how stupid this is. And like, we were both getting mad about it. And I was like, Twitter has just become a social experiment for what happens when you pay people to get the most views on a post.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly
Yes.
the problem.
Crazy stuff happens. That's what happens.
Yes. I even saw like there's a lot of people hating on the MCDM RPG, which I find completely wild. And like all the stuff they're saying about it isn't even true. It just makes me so mad. I'm like, Don't engage with this. Don't engage.
That's what
with
they're
it.
going for.
I
They want
know.
you to comment and rage.
I'm
and
not doing what you want.
It is so funny too, because like once you start to realize how much shit is rage, how much stuff, sorry, family stream,
It's a family
how
stream.
much stuff is rage bait for like engagement farming, it feels even more gross. Like it makes
Yeah.
me more angry than the thing you're trying to make me angry about.
Yes,
it's so true.
100%.
Yeah, that's like the socials, every single one of them.
We should talk about D&D, right?
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the heck is D&D? So
one thing I did wanna- I
so
have
about
to-
this thing on Twitter, they are talking about this thing. I just saw this tweet about this thing went live called Innsandoddities. What do you think the beginning like of their campaign was like?
I thought it was great. Next question.
I wasn't there at the beginning, so
Well, you were in chat.
that's true.
True.
That's true. That's how I ended up here.
If I had to give it a grade, it'd be needs improvement. No, I'm kidding.
Enjoyable, but room for improvement.
That tracks.
No raise for you this year.
Meets
like every other year.
expectations.
That's an improvement.
has potential, but is disruptive in class.
If they would just apply themselves.
All right. Well, stop reading my report cards and let's get into this.
It's too real.
I was reading your
Too
employee review, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, well,
It's
you know,
basically the same thing.
6 one, half dozen the other.
real. Okay, so I do.
Camera, so my model might go crazy.
Okay.
I do have a list of a few questions that we can start off with, and then I'm sure we'll branch off from there.
We do have a tendency to just go off on tangents
Who would
is
have
good.
thought?
for today.
Micah, you are MC. Also, you're Micah right now.
Oh, I should have changed it. Hold on. I should be
You can
Darth.
be Micah, but I just like.
I didn't realize that was Micah.
Yes.
It's the black hair, purple eyes. That's sort of what we were going for.
I don't
But
know
there
why I
is-
didn't realize that was exactly. Oh my god. I mean, I knew
Yeah,
you
boy.
had both, but
Now you have Darth, and I have glasses on, like normal.
the better to see you with.
It's
Yeah.
out of one eye.
Except for the one
okay,
eye,
because I'm a millennial. I gotta swish it.
That would drive me
Nice.
insane.
Yeah, it did me too in my teenage years.
Yeah, me too in my teenage years.
I still did it because I was a
I
cool kid.
I did
I
it because I
remember
hated getting
having hair.
haircuts.
Mm-mm.
I specifically had a hairstyle that was just all of my hair in front of my eyes.
Did you have like the skater boy wannabe bowl cut?
I did have that briefly, but that was my most hated haircut. No, this was like short on the sides, but literally the part of my hair that's bald now
Mhm.
was like all
This-
long.
Yeah,
This
I was
is
gonna say,
why.
same with me.
And
The
I would-
universe said, "You can't do that anymore. We're taking it away."
yes.
Also, what I was gonna say.
There's pictures of it somewhere back in my metal singer days.
Mm.
Stevie will share them occasionally.
What are you trying?
Yeah, I've seen them.
I need to see them. I used to have hair down to like here-ish because I just could not sit in a hairstylist chair for an hour. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna not get my hair cut.
Do you remember the haircut that Alice from Twilight has?
No.
Oh, yes. The one where it's like feathered out.
Yeah, the like almost pixie cut, really short with the ends feathered out.
Yeah.
I had that haircut in high school.
That was like my favorite chick haircut in high school. So
It did not look as great on me. So
I had a lot of friends that had it, and most of them it did not look great on, and that's shitty of me to say. But like,
Well, you don't have to say who.
in retrospect, that was one of those. In like 10 years, probably less, when they start making nostalgia movies from the 2000s, because that was 20 years ago now. That'll definitely be one of the haircuts.
I don't cut my hair anymore. It is what it is, and I throw it in like buns and ponytails, and we call it a day.
I have to get haircuts because mine is just bad. I actually have one scheduled for Monday.
I'm past due.
I just cut my own thanks to the pandemic.
Smart.
I should just.
I wish I could do that.
Cut my own.
I don't know how well I do,
bounce
but
all over?
It looks acceptable.
I was gonna say it looks fine to me.
well, thank you.
You look like a responsible adult.
I'm gonna send my husband to you so you can cut his hair because he never gets it cut. So
All right, but I'll have to do it in a mirror.
that's fine, whatever it takes.
Yeah, I've only ever done it in a mirror, so I don't know if I could do it the other way. All right, what's our D&D questions?
Oh gosh, our
We
first
joked about getting off
D&D
on a tangent,
question.
and then we got off on a tangent.
First one I have on the list is how y'all got into playing D&D.
Okay.
How do we decide who talks first?
You can go first. You're the DM.
I have a better idea. Let's roll a dice.
Okay.
Dice
The
on
D&D
D&D? What?
Yeah. That's in the title.
Okay, but who's number one?
Oh.
Who's number two?
Oh shit! Should I?
Okay, I was gonna say I got Cheese number 1, Darth number 2, Powder number 3, and me number 4 on my Discord. So let's
Okay.
go with that. Powder goes first.
Meow. blah, 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 blah. The
I
way
forgot we could roll.
I got a cat headbutting me nonstop right now. So the way I got into the D&D was a local game shop. I was probably mid-20s or something like that. And because no
The
one ever really played that
1920s or your mid-20s?
my 20s.
Okay.
So the early 2000s. I'm an old pigeon. Yeah, so I was hanging out at a local game shop. No one really played that in high school that I was aware of. At least no one would admit to it, I guess. I would totally have played back then. I guess maybe my group of friends were just too dorky, and anything else we'd probably start getting picked on, so we probably just avoided that because I'd probably taken us over the cliff of dorkiness. I was a flannel boy back then. Always wore a flannel. Anyways, that's going too far back. So, yeah, somewhere in my mid-20s, local game shop, one of the store owner invited me to play, and 4E at the time, 4th edition. Okay, Kat, you can go, run away.
Is that our game store?
Yes, that's
Okay.
The local card shop in the local hometown invited me to play, and 4E, and I'm like, yeah, I'll give this thing a try. I mean, I was already playing Warhammer and other dorky things like that, so I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Only cool kids.
Always had
play
the
Warhammer.
interest. And yeah, that's how I got first time I played it, and I only played like 3 or 4 sessions. I forget exactly how many at this point, but I was playing like a diva cleric, so
Nice.
I had a lot of fun with it. But I can remember, but I don't really remember much details. Nothing really stuck with me during that. There's a whole other thing that actually really got me into RPGs, but that's a whole other story.
I mean, we got time.
Oh yeah. So after that, we tried playing some Dark Heresy, but that fell apart, and that's fell apart partly because of my fault. I threw a grenade and killed pretty much everyone in the party besides me and one other player. I dropped a grenade at my feet to kill a boss, and I dodged out of the way. No one else was able to dodge out of the way, and one person tanked the hit. But hey, I killed the boss and a bunch of enemies that were around us, so I considered that a victory.
That's what counts. I mean,
Yeah, that was a game of Dark Heresy. Very easy for people to die.
It does seem like Dark Heresy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I totally did a party wait for that one. But the game that really, because I got invited, a few months after that, to a game called Rogue Trader, which everyone says I was no longer allowed to have grenades anymore. So anytime I had a character with a grenade, they said, "No, you're not getting the grenade. You're getting an extra clip of ammo."
I mean, that's fair.
We're playing, Rogue Trader. We have like one character or one player who's like the leader of the ship. It's a Warhammer base, but you're like a trader that goes in space. Someone leads the ship, and so we had one person playing that, and then I joined like 3 or 4 sessions in, and one of the other players decided they wanted to try overthrowing him, and started like secretly working with other players, telling the GM. And it kind of got out to him, and it happened to be my first session when I joined. So the Rogue Trader immediately thought it was my character and had my character interrogated. Which was really terrifying, because technically my character was playing a spy, not to harm him, but just to watch his activities. And I actually passed tests that I probably should have failed to convince him I was not betraying him. And eventually it came out who was actually portraying him in that same session, like with a whole like intrigue and everything else. And I was part of the team that executed the people. And we literally lost the player because he got very upset that his plans got overthrown.
Oh no.
And that game at that time was 6 of us. And by the end, we actually went probably a good 2 solid years with 20 people playing that game. It was insane. Yeah, it was insane. It went a good 2 years, and that was until we ended up stopping it because like things just got a little off the wall. So
I imagine it would with 20 people.
Yeah, it's an every other week game too. So 20 people every other week.
Honestly, I'm impressed that you managed to keep that schedule with 20 people.
Yeah.
Well, half the people had no jobs, so that probably helped.
That does make it easier.
Yeah.
A little bit. A little bit.
I have a feeling I know who most of those people were, but
If you saw them, you probably would have. Yeah, they were figures in the shop.
yeah.
And Howard's the owner of the shop. Howard, I'll say his name, whatever I just said, was the Rogue Trader for all of those years. So
That makes sense.
anyways, yeah, he kept very strict control, but it's a lot of fun. All right, so how do we pick the next sucker? I mean, person.
I'll roll. Darth.
Me. Technically, my first Dungeons and Dragons game was when I was like 10 or 11. My sister and I tried to play 2-person Dungeons and Dragons. Does not work very well, by the way. But I didn't like seriously get into it until probably 6 or 7 years ago. My husband decided he wanted to run a campaign, so naturally I had to play. And we had a group of 5 people, including him and me, that we ran like an entire campaign that went for a couple of months. That we would meet weekly at our house at the time, and everyone would just sit around and we would drink and eat snacks and play Dungeons and Dragons.
That sounds amazing.
It was the campaign that he did it was a homebrew campaign, but not his homebrew. Like he got it from somebody else and ran it, which was kind of cool.
That's neat.
That seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, and then like the pandemic happened and nobody could come around anymore, and then I didn't get back into it until I came here. And it's been great.
That's actually funny because that's exactly how I started at like 10 years old. But one of my friends wanted to get into it, so we started playing 2-person D&D.
I remember having like the really old like the plastic like maps that you could get that they just like fold up and go in a box somewhere.
Yep.
And a bunch of little like mini figures that we would use. I don't remember exactly how we made it work with 2 people, but I know it was really complicated.
I have run a couple of one-on-one sessions recently, and it's actually not too bad in 5th edition.
Yeah, I don't even know what edition it was that we were playing. It's been a long time since I was 12.
My guess would
It's
be
probably-
like third.
That's what
Yeah,
I
it'd be-
think. It probably would be third.
It'd probably be 3.5 or 4, but most likely 3.5.
Yeah, I started playing at 11 in 3.5. So,
I don't know. I mean, that was like 20 years ago. So
I'm not gonna say how long ago it was for me.
we have already established that I am the baby of the group. Figured this out a month ago. So
That's true. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice to know I'm not the youngest. Usually, I am.
I really thought it was Motion, but she's got me beat by like a week and a half.
I'm the middleist. Okay.
First things first, I'm the mid list.
Speaking of midlist,
I'm so mid.
wow. Cheese, you're up next.
My story is not very interesting. I think Dungeons and Dragons was something that I was only like, I don't know if this is a word, but like tertiarily aware of when I was younger. Like
I know what you mean. I don't know if that is a word, but I know what you mean.
like it
Word
was
now.
on the outskirts of my interests. Like I knew it existed, but I didn't really ever pay attention to it or give it any like mind share.
Mhm.
So like I knew there were people that played it, but I didn't give a shit, basically. And then I don't know. I guess I became more aware of it when there was that whole like early mid, late 2000s, early 2010s like boom of like, hey, all this geeky stuff is cool now and we're gonna like corporatize it and sell it to you, and everybody
Mhm.
So then I started to become more aware of it and was like, oh, Dungeons and Dragons actually seems pretty cool. But none of my real life friends would ever consider playing it except for one, and as we've established, 2-player D&D is not ideal. And then fast forward to shout out, like right before I first played my first campaign, I never watched Critical Role, still haven't really watched Critical Role, but I did watch Deborah Ann Wool's Relics and Rarities on Geek and Sundry. I gotta shout that out because it is really good. Deborah Ann Wool is like a bucket list. If I could ever play a campaign ran by her, like just a one-off, that would be amazing. She's really good. And Relics and Rarities, if you can find it, is very, very good. It made me cry, so I recommend it.
Wow.
But yeah, so then Stevie started streaming and built a Discord, and someone got in the Discord who was like, hey, I'm gonna run a campaign to practice, do you want to join? So I joined, and then only went like maybe 3 or 4 sessions, and then they left to kind of pursue a like Minecraft career YouTube, so they put their focus into that. And then Stevie knew that I loved playing D&D for that short time. And when Jesse asked if Stevie wanted to play, Stevie was like, I don't really like playing D&D, but Chase does. Or Cheese. Oh God, I doxed myself.
Oh no!
Oh God! Oh no!
Isn't that
So-
just a type of cheese?
Yeah. Casa.
It's a fast cheese.
Yeah. So I got tagged in, and I'm very happy to be here, but I know almost nothing, and that's fine. It's fun.
Nobody cares. You're doing
Yeah.
fine. It's not like
Yeah.
You're doing great.
yeah. I
Thanks.
mean, the people that I've
You
been
are
playing
the-
with for 5-6 years, it doesn't feel like you know any less than them.
Yeah. And you're committing war crimes like a veteran player, so.
That's true.
Yes. I haven't war crimed anyone yet. Well, wait.
Yeah, you did.
Uh,
You
You've
haven't-
done that you haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, you
It
haven't
was
war
2
crimed in a
sessions
while.
before we-
But
drown someone in your.
Look at.
no, there
That's
was no
gonna-
drowning. Remember,
that's gonna-
no water in those lungs.
Yeah, exactly. There's
The
no
issue
evidence
is
of
the
drowning.
only person that could back you up is dead now.
It's
Now
fine.
your word versus the dead.
Honestly, what you're telling me is there are now no witnesses.
If anything, this is better.
Who knows
is
how to
true.
speak to dead?
Nobody.
Nobody anymore. All right. Well, I guess
I mean,
it's my
motion
turn.
could animate them. You know.
Oh my God. Poor Ken.
I don't think they have their mind though. I think they're just an animated, like they're animated by spores.
She can use them like a puppet, and she can like a ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah,
It'll
but
be
like
fine.
they don't retain any bit. Like their soul's not in there or anything. They can't talk. I think it's just like a puppet. Right.
Can motion accidentally start The Last of Us?
I think so.
Wow.
She is the last.
That's
At a higher
terrifying.
level.
All right, so never let motion level up, and we will all be safe.
Force her
Is
to
motion the real
multi-class
big bad?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's always
is-
the quiet
I mean-
ones.
She was doing some evil stuff the other day. Okay, she animating that corpse as Ken's like just trying to do CPR. She's like, "I'll help." Boom, animated corpse. Oh.
Oh man, that was an interesting moment. That was not what I was expecting to happen at all.
I don't think
It,
anyone
like-
was.
Motion had too much caffeine that day and just went off the rails.
I was like, okay, this. I mean, it's funny, but it does seem out of character for motion.
The fact you did it to Ken though is just that to me just made it that much better.
Yep. I mean, it was pretty great.
That's like 2 sessions in a row she did something to upset Ken.
It's fine.
That
We're
wasn't as
getting
bad
along
as like
great.
horn whipping you, being like,
I
no,
know,
you can't
it's
run
still
away.
Hilarious. I know, it's just hilarious. I feel like Motion secretly is trying to like find something each session now just to upset Ken.
I definitely don't think it's on purpose,
No, maybe not.
which I think makes it even funnier. To be
It
honest.
is. Yeah.
All right, so I guess it's my turn then. So I got into D&D. Well, I already told you, and I was like 11, and one of my friends wanted to play D&D, and I was like, all right. So we were playing Warhammer, and I guess there's just a natural progression from Warhammer to D&D because that's how 2 of us got into it. And we played 3.5, and we were trying to make a 2-man thing happen, but we were really trying to get other people into it, and nobody was really interested. So we ended up trying to run like a module that we had, and it didn't work very well with 2 people. And I had no idea what I was doing DMing, so I was not as good at it as I am now, which is saying something. And we would do stuff like if he went off of what the module had listed for like the map or what would happen or whatever, I would have no idea what to do. So I'd just be like, no, you're not supposed to go there. You have to go over here. And he'd be like, well, I don't want to go over there. And be like, well, then all your stuff falls in a sewer grate and you can't get it out. So that became like a running joke, was like all of his money would just fall into sewer grates all the time. And then because I couldn't play because I was DMing, I tried to like run a campaign for myself, which got really boring really fast. So I didn't play for a while.
You know what's gonna happen, so.
Yeah, it ended up just being like me making a character and using it to fight monsters in the monster manual and leveling up and being like, oh my god, look at me, I'm like level 20 now. Anyway, I'm sure you could see how that would get boring in about an hour. So
Yes.
Yeah.
so I don't think I played again until high school, and one of my friends was like, hey, we're gonna play D&D and you're gonna DM it. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. And here we are.
And look at you doing great.
Look at me.
Now you actually have plans if we don't want to go the way we're supposed to go.
Yeah, no one has had their money fall in a sewer grate yet.
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 The what fall in the what?
Don't worry about it. I still want to recreate my original character though, which was like when you're 11 or 12 years old, the sorcerer dude in the 3.5 player's handbook with like 5,000 belts is pretty cool looking. At least it was for me. So
What
That's
is
what
it
I
about
mean.
characters with like a whole bunch of belts when you're younger that you're just like, yes, that's the one?
this
When you're
makes
younger?
sense.
Look at. I am a terminal Kingdom Hearts enjoyer. Okay, so like, have you seen those character designs? I still see a bunch of belts, and I'm like, yeah.
There's one that I'm thinking of. I want to say it was Final Fantasy. One of the
10.
Final 10. You know
Her
exactly what
whole
the girl
dress
with the
is made of-
Moogle.
Yep. Yeah, her whole dress
That's
is made
her.
of belts.
I remember seeing her and being like, "Oh yeah, that's that.
I know
I want
who
that
you're
one."
talking about, and I haven't even played it.
I love her.
Mm-hmm. She's a goth. She's a goth queen.
Thank you, Nola.
Hello, Nola.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, this Skyrim music just seems to fit, right?
It does.
What was the name of
Okay.
the character?
Do we-
Fantasy 10-2.
The one about changing clothes?
You know
Yeah,
who I liked in 10
There's
too?
like a Lilu ripoff in that one, or Lulu.
Probably
ripoff.
Riku.
Oh, it's absolutely Riku. Are you kidding
Lilu?
me? Like her whole outfit is orange.
Oh, Riku is awesome. Yeah, but I'm trying to
I
remember the name
love-
of the
I
character.
haven't even
It's
played
bothering
10-2, and I was like, it's Riku.
It's yeah, it's gotta be.
me. No, well, Riku had like the swimsuit, I think.
She does. Yeah, she has a swimsuit.
Yeah.
It's actually yellow. It's not orange.
Oh, here he is.
I'm trying to remember the name of the character now from the Lulu alternative in that one, and I don't remember her name, and I can't. find
Yuna?
it for some reason. Not Yuna. There's the third character, the Lulu ripoff.
I
I want to say Pain, I don't think that's it.
What's
I know
her
what you're
name?
talking about. I should know this because
She's one of the playable characters.
It is. It's Pain. Pain is the third one. Yeah, with the
Oh, okay.
really short hair and she wears all black and red.
Yeah, the Lulu
Yeah.
ripoff.
That's Pain.
So weird, I can't find her name. Just putting in Final Fantasy X-2. Yeah, Pain. Okay. That's so weird that her name just doesn't pop up.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about anymore, but I knew what you were talking about. Also, hello, Bonkers Prevails.
Wow. Okay. Bonkers and I are gonna fight.
Bonkers do.
Oh, I'm just saying hello, so you do you.
Bonkers likes to say that I don't play games with them and I play the games that they play, but I don't offer to play with them. But Bonkers doesn't offer to play with me either. So we're gonna fight.
wow.
Yeah, but the thing is, his name is Bonkers Prevails, so.
They're
Yeah.
probably gonna
That
prevail.
is facts. I posted
Yeah,
a link to
so-
the sorcerer that I was talking about,
gotta go.
in case anyone's interested in.
Ooh, yeah.
Belts.
Let me go
I'm gonna
look at
remove
that.
this from my wish list.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he's got belt pants.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
half a belt shirt
Pants.
and dragon tattoos and spiky hair. It's like everything that was cool when I started.
Yep. Oh yeah. I would have been into this guy too.
Absolutely.
crossbow.
I
Probably
do. That picture brings back memories. I've definitely seen him before.
Yep. I'd probably still be into him, honestly, again, as a terminal Kingdom Hearts enjoyer.
I mean,
Look, I-
honestly, me
Just
too.
say,
I realize I said when we were younger we really loved the belt outfits, but we do still love the belt outfits.
I mean, you really like that dude's pants. There is no chance they're gonna fall down.
Never.
No, it's just practical.
Just perfect.
I'm just gonna state one thing though. I don't know how like I never realized, or maybe I noticed, but it never clicked until you guys are literally talking about Lulu having that many belts. So like belts, and that's why reason I was like, oh,
They hold
it
your
never
pants up.
clicked in my head that like the bottom half of her dress was all belts.
Mhm.
And I
Choose
don't
a
know why.
D&D tattoo to get free of charge. What'd you get? That's a good question.
I would absolutely get dice. Like, I feel like that's the direction I would go in. I don't know where I would get it, but I would absolutely get dice.
A kobold tramp stamp.
That does sound cool. I would probably get a dice tramp stamp with little dragons coming out from the sides.
Fantastic.
You know, I don't have any tattoos yet. And I don't know what I would get D&D themed. I think I would maybe get the and symbol because it's like very
That's a good one.
recognizable.
Yeah. And it's dragon, you know, dragon tattoos are cool.
I'm not married to D&D, so I don't think I would get anything that's like specific to D&D.
That's a good point. I don't know. I would really have to think about it because, as I like to say, since this is a family stream, I need the children to cover their ears. I don't know shit about fuck.
Well, there's the one F-bomb stream anymore, and we are no longer PG-13.
Yep.
And we're not going to be monetized on YouTube anymore.
Well, I mean, it's been we're well past the first 10 seconds of the video.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we did swear within the first 10 seconds, but we'll just cut that out.
No. I think we did say shit a couple times in the beginning, but that's
Yes,
okay.
but-
You can have one F-bomb and it still be PG-13.
You're right.
We also had the starting soon screen for like 10 minutes.
Oh,
So we're
well then
safe.
we're good.
Yeah, we're totally safe.
Yeah, you cut that
Golden.
down to 20 seconds, and it's perfect.
Perfect.
TTRPG themed tattoo as a whole. I don't know. Maybe like a dice with some, like an axe and a sword crossed behind it or something. That'd be cool. I'd do that.
Still a kobold tramp stamp.
TTRPG themed. I don't know.
I
I
think
might.
I'd still do dice.
I missed the gifted sub from totally anonymous Birdman. Thank you.
Completely anonymous. Have no idea who that was.
I'm assuming it was a completely anonymous Birdman, but maybe it wasn't. But regardless, thank you, anonymous.
It wasn't me. So
Okay, that leaves Birdman.
at least Birdman.
Probably.
I'm poor.
I'm also poor.
Yeah.
I will say though that you guys have been very generous on this channel, and I really appreciate it. And everything that we get does go back into paying for everything that I pay for the stream, like the wonderful James RPG art in the background over here,
Somewhere. It's around here, you
and
know.
other
Good.
Patreons. So it's all supporting other people in the TTRPG community and, buying us books and things. So thank you.
Yes. We should go to the next question.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that was the tattoo question was a question from Nola. So
Yes,
That's
thank
true.
you.
I
Does have any
will.
question for us? Bonk.
While we wait to see if Bonk has questions, I'll pick another one off my list here. I'm gonna jump around though, because I feel like going directly down the list is boring, and I want to make it complicated for myself.
that's fun.
Lose track of what you're talking about.
All right. Do you design your characters after yourself? How are they similar or different?
Well, I'll sit this one
Ooh.
Roll the dice.
I'd say Mwanza was probably the closest thing ever made to
not.
myself. And everything else, I kind of just play stuff I find fun.
That's fair.
That's it for me.
You do have purple scales. I always thought that was weird.
Yeah.
That is a strange affectation.
That's what I get for showing you my intimate places.
Wow.
Touché.
Family stream.
You flipped it right on me. It was well done. All right.
I mean, I would say personality wise, Mozzarella is very, very similar to me, and that's just because I don't know. I don't think I'm good at role playing a character yet because I feel like I'm still like learning the game. I think my next character I'll probably try to role play something a little more, but Mozzarella personality wise is very close to me, but like his visage, we'll say his visage, however you say that word, is 100% Tobias Funke. In fact, I made him a water genasi just so that I could make him look like Tobias Funke from Arrested Development when he blew himself.
I love that, honestly. It's the most hilarious thing to me.
Yep.
So like that's it. That's the answer.
I would say like Micah is not like me in any shape or form. She is so wildly different, which is different from what I normally do. Every character that I've played in the past has sort of acted the way that I would act, I like to think, in these situations. But I just decided to go completely off the walls in this campaign. And it's been amazing. I love it.
So you don't really make deals with devils in real life?
Nothing that you can prove.
That we can prove is the important part.
Yes. Jesse, can you even answer this question? I mean, you've created characters before, just not for this campaign.
Well, okay, so my last character in my friend's campaign was definitely not me. Because it was a mind flayer, and I did a lot of brain eating.
You're telling me you don't do that in real life?
Well, not human.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Important distinction. Okay.
Is that why you were measuring my head last time I came over?
Yeah, I wanted to know how many people to invite over.
You can't let it go to waste, and I'm sure it doesn't keep very long.
Yeah, it's like Thanksgiving, you know, you gotta see how many pounds it is, and then you know how many people you can serve. My most recent character, well, I guess the easy answer to the question is no, I don't make any characters based on me, because I like trying to roleplay other characters.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when I'm like, the odd chance I do get to play, I want to play something pretty wildly different. Hence the Mind Flayer Necromancer I played. Now I'm playing a Hexblade Warlock, which is a lot of fun. But he's based on loosely oh god, now I'm not gonna remember his name. Inigo Montoya.
That's nice.
Which is very fun to play.
Do you talk with the same voice? Because I feel like that would be really funny.
Yes, I do. My first character, though, was my first character of like my modern era of actually for real playing D&D was an Arakocra monk that I decided was Jamaican. And nobody could understand anything I was saying. And the DM hated it so much that I finally was like, all right, I'm just going to get myself killed so I can make a new character.
Yeah, because you can't change the accent halfway through.
No, you can't. You just have to die.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever made a dwarf character in a game before that I can remember.
I feel like I always go like either half elf or full elf because like the attributes that they get are just so good. I can't not do that.
I think half elf is the #1 picked for Baldur's Gate.
I'm sure that's true.
Elf was, I think.
I thought it was half elf followed by elf, but
maybe not.
I gotta find it now.
Some form of elf is the most picked.
That is the answer there. It's elf or half elf.
Mm-hmm.
In which order it doesn't really matter.
Same thing, honestly.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes, I do actually have an answer to that question.
It's elf, human, half elf, followed by tiefling.
Okay.
Oh, and paladin's the #1 class.
Obviously.
Interessante.
What's our next question?
I do have a question that is specifically for Jesse.
Oh.
Which is how you handle improvisation and unexpected player choices during a game.
Well, we never have any of
killing
that.
them.
What?
He kills the character off. That's what he does.
Oh, Bonkers did have a question. Hold on.
Okay.
What is a character
Did I miss
you've
that?
never run, but are based more around a backstory you have always wanted to play with?
Ooh. Okay, that's a fun question. Want to just go in our normal order? Powder, Darth, Cheese, me.
I don't know that I can answer this one.
Well, you base more the backstory. I've probably done that a lot of times. I know I always wanted to make like a super sneaky assassin type character, but I never have. Like that's their backstory, but just never has like actually made it. Being like an assassin who's hired out by like nobles all the time, that kind of goes around like his local major capital city, killing other nobles he's getting hired to kill. But really a good guy at heart.
I do think like assassin backstories and like playthroughs are really cool. I feel like there's a lot you can do with that. Personally, I want to be a meme character so bad. But I can't bring myself to do it because I'm just not funny.
That's not true.
But I've always wanted to do like a really big, like beefy orc that's like a super sneaky assassin because it makes no sense. No orc should be sneaky, but just like throw everything into like persuasion or like deception. So like they see you, but I can just intimidate them into not seeing me. Like
Hey, you there? Where do you think you're going?
All right, I'm going to
Turn
interject
around.
a quick story about a campaign we did a couple years ago. And one of the characters, the guy who plays Fruggle, played a character named Knack, who was a rogue. And he was a bugbear. So he's like
They make so good
7
rogues.
foot something. And has like a 10-foot reach because he has giant like gorilla arms. And he has ridiculous stealth bonuses. Like bugbears are gigantic. It's exactly what you were talking about. And it worked very well. So, you know, you could do that.
that's amazing. One day I'm gonna do it, and I just have to figure out how to build it out, you know.
I would do
You have
that.
like a game now that's like a meme one-off. We all make meme characters, and that's the whole game.
I'm never doing that again.
What are you talking about? What are
Hugh
you talking
What are
about?
you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
You us a favor.
I do think that my potential second character in this game is sort of a meme character.
Oh, I would say it is.
Has this been one we talked about before?
Yeah, I remember when Jesse made us make second characters just in case,
Oh yeah.
and then he
yeah,
killed you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had to
So
make a
second-
second. I had to make a second character because our original plan for a second character, we never went and found her. So,
Oh yeah.
So that, I mean, we're like way past the point where we were going to use those anyway. I was only thinking it would be useful for the first couple sessions while you were like, obviously you guys are going to go split off and look for what's her name? Melinda.
Yeah. She's probably dead.
Grimbeard's alive.
She's fine. Okay,
I mean-
she's hanging out with Grimbeard,
Okay.
and it's good.
If Mozzarella kicks the bucket, I've got someone in reserve that is kind of a meme character. I don't know. In terms of this question, I'm new, so I'm not sure. But a couple like archetypes that are silly to me that I like the idea of is like a tiny tank, like a
Mm-hmm.
No.
halfling. What would that be, like barbarian or fighter or whatever? Just something with a lot of strength and a lot of intimidation, but is small. Is really like I would like to play that. Or like my friend that we were talking about earlier, like playing someone that is basically an NPC, but is a player character, like someone whose only motive is like their job. Like my friend who was, his only motive was like, I'm a shoemaker, so I'll go on these adventures to get materials for shoes to run my shop.
I
feel it would be
like, that's
quite
so
amazing
funny.
If Mozzarella did die and you made the tiny tank, because then Darth would be the tallest member of the party. Actually, they might already be. But, like, they'd really
No,
be towering over the other members.
Mozzarella, I think, is an inch taller than me.
But if I die and I go and I make a tiny tank,
Yeah.
it would be
Then I
all of
would
us
be.
like, how's the weather up there?
It's just Micah leading a party of like 3 short people following behind her.
Micah and the 3 dwarfs.
I'm gonna get like a little flute or like a lute or something and just
God.
play it as we all march along. It's gonna be great.
I feel like Deke probably has a flute for you. You might not want to play it, but you will.
Oh man.
You know, he probably does, and every time I play it, something terrible is gonna happen.
Exactly.
You know, you might play this, and if any hair falls out, just have you know it's not my fault.
Oh, Deke.
Knowing Deke, it wouldn't be hair falling out. I'd like start losing toes.
Well, no, that only happens once you lose the last year hair. Not that I would know anything about that.
Mm.
Oh, that's
So,
a good
yeah.
question from Nola.
How hard is it for you to make choices based on your character's ambitions, IQ, morals, and opposed to making choices as you as a person would make?
All right, but
That's a
hang on,
good
I didn't get to
question.
answer the last one. I had an answer for that.
Oh, the
Real
one
quick.
Chris started saying?
I'm gonna throw my answer in. I always wanted to play a the most standard like vanilla character, just like a paladin who's lawful stupid and just runs into every situation and is like, the light will save us, and like eventually just dies really dumb because he's an idiot.
Hey,
I was going to say, you kind of described
Not
Mwanza.
like your character.
Mwanza?
I made it. So I actually made that character for a one shot once, and it was hilarious. He refused to use a shield. He used a sword only, or actually he used a flail, and it became like a running joke that carried on further into like a campaign that happened 100 years after the one shot, and they had like the Order of the Open Hand Paladins who only used like one weapon and no shield, and just ran into battle screaming random stuff for no reason, and it was pretty great. I would love to play
amazing.
that character more than a one shot.
the order of the throw it back paladin.
Throw it back.
That's a meme of a guy I watch on YouTube. Every time he describes paladins, he's like, order of the throw it back. Throwing worship to your god.
It's
Back
motion.
across the screen.
Motion.
Motion. What's your question? Well, we have one
yes,
more.
I have motion a question.
Okay, we gotta do Nola's question, and then we can do Motion's question.
Yes. All right. So let's answer Nola's question.
Or we could strategically ignore motion's question for not being here.
But clearly motion
would
is
never.
here, Patter.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Motion, get in here so we
chat.
can start playing.
The other one is not here. So
Oh. Wow.
Oof.
Anyway,
Anywho, for me, that is very difficult, but also not difficult at all because I kind of made Mozzarella somewhat like me, so I can roleplay him like me, and he's stupid, and I'm stupid.
you're so pretty.
It works out. Perfect.
It is hard as Micah sometimes, like especially when it comes to the Grimbeard situation. I don't know if y'all remember during that part of the campaign when that was happening, like I sat here for a good 30 seconds. It was just like I want to help, but Micah would just book it and be like, fuck that guy. Sorry, now we're not PG-13 anymore.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
It is
Well,
hard
pretend that
sometimes.
didn't happen. That's all.
And I do, like, I have to stop and think sometimes and be like, I can't go with just a gut reaction. Because my gut is not Micah's gut.
I would hope.
Yeah.
If it was, I would fear for Nola.
I took the alignment test and I am a true neutral. Okay. So we're good. We're fine.
Okay.
Fine.
So you only have to worry half the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. I'm afraid for Nola still.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Nola, we're gonna need to check in at least once a week to make sure that you're all right.
He's fine. Mostly in one piece.
What do they call that? Signs a life check or whatever, wellness check or
Yeah.
A
whatever.
wellness check,
Wellness
yeah.
check.
Yeah.
My right earbud keeps feeling like it's loose, but it's not. It's driving me nuts. All right.
Uh-oh. What about you, Powder?
Yeah.
I think I do my best to play it as the character would. Let's go to like when Wanza challenged that orc war boss. He was trying to think of a way to not have his friends get hurt during that situation. So that's why he was trying to talk and how it kind of led to the fight. His thought was trying to make sure his friends weren't getting hurt. Like I don't want to see my friends get hurt, but I don't think I'd put myself in the middle of a fight without any backup.
Yeah.
I was so worried during that fight. I was like, this is where he dies.
Which fight are we
Yeah.
talking about? I was reading Nola's comment.
Wow.
The one where Wanza fought the orc war boss one-on-one.
Yep.
Just like went in there by himself and I was like, you need help, buddy? And he was like,
Yeah,
nope,
like-
I'm good.
Yes, I would be like, yeah, give me help in real life. I would not be like, no, I don't need help. Oh yeah, help me out, please.
Well, I feel like Ken, you are playing Ken different too, so it is clear like you're making different decisions based off of what the characters would do.
Oh yeah, I do my best with that most of the time. I mean, I play another game based around Star Wars where I'm playing a political leader and I base my thoughts around that.
Mm.
They're like, oh, if you don't join him, you're not getting into the fight that's going to be coming. I'm like, yeah, he wouldn't get into the fight. He's going to sit back and survive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, he's just going to make the decisions and order people into the fight. Let's show up near
Politician.
the end and take credit. Don't worry. Like any good politician.
So it's
Down with the rebellion.
I think it's easier, like based on what Nola was saying. I think as a DM you have an easier job of it because you get so much more exposure to it, being that you
Yeah,
have
you have to play everybody that's not us.
to, yeah,
So
which is very difficult, but I feel like we've been doing a decent job of that.
yeah, I think so.
Especially
From a
our
player
new favorite
side.
character.
What?
That's especially with our new favorite character.
Kermbag, the illiterate.
Bag.
Kermbag the illiterate.
That's his full name.
Yeah.
I've decided that.
It's fine. It makes
I
sense.
second it.
It's what he legally signs, but he can't sign it. So
It's always the ones that you have no intent on like being a recurring character. Any character that you're like, I'm gonna put a lot of thought into this character and make them really cool and everyone's gonna love it, instantly forgettable. Not a chance.
Yeah.
But like the one where you're like, all right, there has to be someone here, so I guess I'll go make up a random name for it. Fan favorite, instant.
We love him.
Kobold. Jesse does not allow kobolds. That's what I actually wanted to originally be until he told me no. I got vetoed on that one.
Meepo the kobold. Well, because I just
There's no kobolds in this world.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a reason why there'd be kobolds. I don't want it to be like a million different species of things that are in this one little area. You know, it just feels overwhelming for me to like think of why they would be there. So that's why I said no.
Fair.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm just jossing you.
I know.
I just find it funny. That's what they said. My party had a pet kobold in the minds of. I'm gonna totally butcher this. Pandeliver campaign.
Fandelver.
Fandelver.
Yeah, we found Meepo the kobold, and like Nola had to go and like get like stat blocks and everything for it because we were like, we're keeping this.
I tried to do that when I
now.
played Fandelver, and the DM was like, "No, you can't keep it."
Yeah, Jesse kind of did that to himself with the Drake.
I did draw. There's a little sticky note in Nola's dice box of Meepo the kobold. I drew a little guy.
What was I gonna say? Oh, in the first campaign I ran with like my high school friends, like 7 years ago now. They were on this like flying dwarf city. And there was like a guard there. And they asked me what the guard's name was, and I think I just on the spot was like, "Oh, it's Grimbor." Was his name. And later on, the dwarf city got attacked, and they asked me how Grimbor was doing, and he died. They carried him around, his dead body.
Oh no.
The entire rest of the campaign to try to revive him.
Oh gosh.
Amazing.
And then you're like, the cleric's like, has he been dead more than 10 days? And they're
Okay,
like,
so
yeah, he's been dead like 5 years.
hang on.
Okay, I can't help him.
The cleric, there was a cleric in the party, and he carried him around. And when they fought the end boss, after they beat him, I think they got, as a reward, they ended up getting like a wish. And they didn't wish to bring him back. They were like, oh no, you know what, I think he needs to rest. We just need to lay his body to rest. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You've been carrying this guy for 9 months.
Here,
That
Nola
was the
sent a
whole
picture
point.
to me.
What?
I'm gonna
Oh,
post
okay.
Meepo the kobold in adventure chat.
Okay. So it was like they were carrying this dead body for 9 months, and then nothing. That was
I
the
want
whole
Meepo.
point of the wish. I love Meepo, and I really wish I could show it on stream.
I want Meepo in our party now.
If you want to see Meepo, join
Meepo's
the
gonna be
Discord.
hanging out. Meepo's gonna be hanging out on top of Menry from now on.
I do
Meepo's
love,
great. I'll draw him again, and I'll just send everybody their own Meepo.
That's amazing.
You get a Meepo, you get a Meepo, everybody gets a Meepo.
Pretty
Also,
little
just
thing.
fun little note,
Okay, you go
Meepo
first.
starts with an M. So he's got to be in the campaign now. He belongs.
Yeah, it's canon.
Shit.
This is a canon event.
Meepo, the mini dragon that flies around, or doesn't even fly, he just sleeps on top of Menry. That's all he does. It's just
Meepo and Menry.
He does nothing but sleep directly on the top of Midori's head.
It's the little dragon counterpart to Motion.
Yeah.
Yee.
He's always napping.
I guess, though, I should actually share that in a place where other people can see it.
Oh, yeah, right. That was an adventure chat.
There we go. We'll throw it in art. It's Meepo.
So
Oh,
here's
Noah.
my best motion voice. My question is, why is Inns and Oddities the best of the best of the best? How'd I do?
No one keeps baby boxed up. No one puts Meepo in the box.
Why are we the best of the best of the best?
I think
Yeah, why are we the best of the best of the best?
I think
'Cause
your
we are.
Motion accent could use a little work, but you know,
Yeah, you might need to workshop it.
I'll go to
See if
terrible.
Motion can coach you.
All right, fine. I'll go to like actors college or something. All right.
Yeah.
Bard college.
Just for the Motion impersonation. No other reason.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
That's a character I want to play, a bard.
I do too.
I hate to say it. Anytime I have made a bard, I always pick the same race, and I can never not pick the same race. And you could probably guess what it is without me actually saying it.
I've never
Dragonborn?
played a bard.
No, not a dragonborn.
I
Elf?
thought about
No,
the
she-
side character being a bard instead of I think I made him a rogue. But I thought real hard about him being a bard. Because yes, I too want to play a bard.
Mhm.
Anytime I made a bard, it's always been a tiefling.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's fair. Tieflings are just cool.
It's the tiefling bard thing is so common, I've noticed, because the first time I made one, literally 2 other people made one for the same campaign.
Hmm.
We didn't
think I
talk about it
remember-
or anything. We all made it.
I think I remember reading that Tiefling is like the top played class by a long shot, or species, race. I like
I think
species
it's still
better. It
called
makes more
races.
sense.
I think they're gonna I think they're updating it with the next rule book, so it's still race from now, just because it was called. I think they're gonna be calling it like ancestry or something like what you
just
call it. Did.
speaking from like a biology standpoint, it's not a race, right? Because race would imply that it's the same species. It's not. We got very
got-
quiet there. We're all
It
still
got
here,
very
right?
quiet. I was distracted. I'm
I
sorry.
was also distracted looking at the time like, oh, do I need to take the dogs out? I'm so sorry for the awkward silence, everyone. I apologize.
Okay, new question? We need new question?
Sure.
See,
Okay, we'll do the one for Jesse about improvisation and unexpected player choices.
oh yeah, you tried to get out of that one.
Damn it. That's what I do. Try to get out of it.
That's the answer. That's it.
Oh, you're gonna improv? You're dead.
Well, I mean, I do that a lot. So, I think
Kill players.
I don't kill any players. I've never killed a player.
Nope, never.
Okay, so the one time that a player died in my campaign, it was everyone else's fault.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you can't
So-
have 2 people in the truck and Faz. That's not how the game is designed. You know?
I see. I see. Okay. Okay.
No, so how do I handle improv? I don't know. It's a hard question to answer because I just kind of do it. It depends on what everyone wants to do. If I have no idea what I want to happen, then I will try to throw in a random encounter so I have some time to think about what would make sense, where you guys want to go. Last night is a good example of what to do. I told you guys the story a little bit but I run a very similar campaign in the same world for two groups, the Inns group, but I actually started with my old D&D group of friends that I've been playing with for a long time, and they're way behind our stream. They started way ahead, and then we swap off. So one of my friends and I like co-DM, and every few months we'll swap, so we each get a chance to play. So we just went back to my campaign, and they are in the area that we were in Stern Shield, like right before or right after Bane kind of popped up, and then they had to escape. Long story short, I threw in a random encounter. Like I had no idea where they were gonna try to go, because we ended the campaign on a big cliffhanger with a few different directions we could go. And I had plans for like the end goal of where we would go with each of those things. So I let them kind of talk amongst themselves, see what they were thinking would, they would want to do, what would make the most sense for the rest of the story. And that's, while they're talking, I kind of try to think like, okay, so they're going to end up going this way, what's over there? Try to throw some NPCs together in my head. And if there's like an encounter, what I'll usually do is, try to think of like some thematic abilities that a monster would have. So like if we're in a forest, there's a spider, because forest spiders are pretty cool, right? So you got a big spider. Spiders have webs, they have venom, they have fangs. Sorry, cheese.
Is what it is. Is what it is.
So then, like what makes sense, right? Like a web kind of would slow you down. So every other turn, maybe they launch a web and you have to avoid it or get grappled. So, just kind of like throwing together random stuff like that makes it really easy. I don't necessarily need a stat block even, because I could just be like, well, all right, spider, what's something at this level going to normally do for damage? Probably got multi-attack, like has a roughly 66% chance to hit and does 1d6 plus 4 damage or something. So do 2 of those. That'll be like, if I have to, make up a quick encounter or something, I'll do something like that. But yeah, that's the answer to the question.
All right.
That was a very rambly, not very good answer. I'm sorry.
No, it was great.
I thought it was awful.
Yeah. I don't even know if I ended on the same place I started.
It's fine. It was a journey.
It happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is as of 2020. The most top played species / races, whatever you want to say. Number 1 is human, followed by half elf, followed by dragonborn, then tiefling, then half orc.
Dragonborn is a big surprise for me.
Yeah, and people play it, but I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I say played, I should state this is probably more like what people have made. Doesn't mean they actually played it, but
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me finish my thought. I totally derailed and talked about encounters for a second. So, I just realized I got off the train, and now I'm gonna get back on for a second. So.
Choo choo. Chugga chugga choo. I wonder if the train's still going for that thing that was backed earlier today.
Anyway, so my point was that distracting the players with having them talk is my preferred way of dealing with improv, because then you can you have the time to plan enough to keep them busy, and I try to make the story interesting enough. Actually, perfect example was our last week's campaign, where I wasn't exactly sure what you guys were gonna do from there, but I had an idea that I wanted to reintroduce that, like the fight that we got into. I had planned that a couple weeks before. So we did that. And then I thought, hey, it'd be kind of cool if they didn't die, if we ended up in the Feywild. And I wanted to have Ken's father show up because you had mentioned that to me. So that all just kind of, you know, it was all improv, but it all fell together pretty well.
You know what I thought you were going to do with Ken's father? Is, you know, because we're going to be hunting these relics at some point or whatever. I really thought what you're going to do is that we're going to like go to one of like these temple things or wherever these relics are, and you're going to be like describing this body on the ground that's a skeleton remains, and it's going to be whatever Ken's father last wore.
No, I want to pit him against you to take you down with your own backstory.
If the DM is not using your backstory against you, are they really DMing?
Exactly. And I mean, maybe it won't be against you. Maybe you'll want to ally with the Order of Autumn. I don't know. You guys actually are kind of surprising me a little bit, because I didn't think you would have as much of a problem with the whole robot thing.
He's is real bothered by these robots.
I'm just saying, like, you know, when you're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna have all of my entire population lose an appendage, and it's fine. I don't know how I feel about. I know how I feel about that. I think it's fucking bullshit.
Well, half your party members are now official members of the Archmagi.
I mean,
it
true.
It doesn't have to be their appendage.
Just an appendage. In my party's defense, one of us, one of us is an official like citizen of Archmagi, Archmarch. I don't know why Archmagi is so hard for me to say. So Archmarch is easy, and the other one did some dumb stuff and needed a robot.
Now she's officially a citizen.
Yeah, half of our party at this point is a citizen of Archmarch.
That is true. Patter, speaking of crazy names, do you remember the name of the wizard in that like one-shot thing we were doing a while back?
No.
God,
I'm not offhand, unfortunately. I'm bad with the names, man.
It was Findle Din Fizzle Findazzle.
Oh, yes.
I would never be calling him by his whole name.
No.
Could say.
He's
Imagine
Finn.
like 6 players trying to remember that name. It didn't happen.
Like in a
Fizzle
previous
Bizzle for
campaign. In a previous campaign, we had a guy whose name was Joffrey, and I literally couldn't remember. I called him Jeff the whole campaign.
Call him the annoying twat.
I would have instantly shot him.
Yeah, I would have called him the annoying twat the whole entire time.
Okay, now we're
I
definitely
called him-
demonetized.
Literally the whole time, just like, my name is Jeff.
My name's Jeff. My name's Jeff.
My name Jeff.
All right, hopefully my answer to that question was coherent. I
Yeah,
apologize.
yeah. I mean, I think it makes sense to sort of like put something up there to be like, hey, focus on this for a second while I get my shit together. Because y'all have screwed it up. So.
I think of it as like when you're watching a YouTube video and you see the little buffering thing that's like just above the playhead, and you're like, all right, this is where I'm at with planning, and this is where the game is.
I also like enjoy when I feel like I might be personally, when I feel like I might be like butting up against like just at the edge of your plans, where I'm like, all right, I might have to make Jesse like change his plans a little bit. I don't know. Maybe that's an asshole of me, but I do enjoy that.
I think it is kind of fun when like we decide to do something that we have not told Jesse yet, because it's always kind of fun to be like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what happens.
Well,
I honestly, I like playing it that way more because I like the discovery aspect. Like, I don't want to feel like I planned a show and you're all just kind of going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
especially because it never works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then you got cases like, you know, I'm not going to go into what we talked about, but like where we're talking about the beginning of next session and what's going to happen with my character and stuff, what I told you what probably he's going to do. Just so you know, like something like the beginning of the session, having an idea what someone might do makes sense.
So I've gone through different philosophies. And I mean, I've been DMing for a while now, and I feel pretty comfortable doing it off stream, but streaming D&D is an entirely different animal. So when we started, I was like, all right, I need to plan my sessions. I need to have maps ready. And then you guys would kind of go off the rails and I'd be like, what do we do? Because like having just like a group of friends who are playing D&D and you go off book and it's like, all right, yeah, so like give me 5 minutes and I'll come up with something. And I can't really do that on a stream. Just be like, okay,
Right.
audience, just chill here for 5 minutes and I'm gonna go draw something and come back. So now that we've been doing it for a while, I've gone from like, all right, I'm gonna try to do this the way that I would normally do, like a super prepped in-person session, and then being like, oh shit, I need to plan more than that. And then kind of pulling back and being like, actually, I should plan a lot less. Because then I can, like, I'm more comfortable with your play styles now that I can be like, all right, this is where I want to get to at the end of the session. This is where we're starting. And let me think of some ideas to sprinkle in the middle, but like, I don't know if we're going to get to any or all of them, and that's fine.
I do think that like now that we've been playing for a while, like it kind of works out because you generally know probably which direction we're going to decide to go.
Yes.
But I do also, when I have like really funny ideas or really messed up ideas, I do like to let you know beforehand because I'm like, I feel like you should be prepared for what's
I appreciate
coming.
that. It is helpful for me to like know what's coming from you guys. If I need to be like majorly prepared for it, but other stuff, it's not necessarily a big deal. Like the note thing, that's okay. But if you're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna attack the Capitol today, I'd be like, no, you're not.
Yeah, no. I thought the
That would
note
definitely
would
take a few weeks planning.
I thought the note would be fun to like, because I was like, yeah, I mean, we haven't really gotten to it yet on stream, but
Yeah.
I thought it would be kind of a fun, like, we're going to keep this from you just to, you know, but all of us have come to you and been like, hey, I want to do this. So,
Yeah.
like, I gave you warning that I was going to create Mortal Kombat I sort of gave you warning that I was going to make Mortal Kombat canon in
Yeah, but even that, I mean, it's
Round.
not like I had to do a whole lot with it, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just cool. Although,
it's Mortal Kombat.
maybe I should have got the song queued up for that.
Yeah.
Oh, my voice is still not.
Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
I did like the note idea though, because like it honestly, even though it's just like a little note and it wasn't a big deal, it did open up like multiple things that could happen from that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now you guys don't know exactly how that's going to go, and you'll find out.
Technically, my plan was like not to have you read it until it got to its destination. But I think it's fine either way.
So here's the thing, though. You're in the Feywild now.
Yeah.
The time in the Feywild is different than time in the mortal plane. So by the time you get out, it could be
Oh boy.
a day,
Ken's
could
gonna
be
be
a
so
month.
upset, and I already know this.
Ah boy.
Ken's gonna be so upset because he's gonna come out and have missed the fight, and then his mother's gonna be screaming at him. Oh,
that's what I thought of immediately when you guys left, because I'm like, they're gonna get into a fight, and then they're gonna go into the Feywild, because at that point I was planning that, and I was like, he's gonna miss his fight. He's gonna get kicked out of Fight Club.
Out of character, I knew that. I knew how the Feywild worked, but Ken probably doesn't actually know that. He just knows it's like another place where these guys go. That's all he probably knows.
I did not know that, so I was hoping we'd still get to see the robot fight in the arena.
Nope. I knew that out of character. I'm like, Ken's gonna be so upset. So that goes. I guess that goes back to that question. Yeah, I try not to bring the knowledge. It happens, I'm sure, time to time, but I do my best not to.
It's gonna be interesting. That like fight ring coordinator, I was going for Roz from Monsters Inc. So maybe you can smooth talk your way back in still.
Always watching.
Oh man. All right, what's the next question?
Oh gosh, let's see. Where did I jump around on my list? Favorite moments from the campaign so far?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Wanza dying.
That's your favorite? Like,
Yeah, because the reaction, I just started cracking up, and everyone else is in shock. Like, not that he died, it's just the reactions to it. Just, I don't know, that's just great.
Poor Motion was so heartbroken.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm gonna agree with you. I think that was like such a hard-hitting moment.
Yeah, and I couldn't help but to laugh. That's the thing. It was just, I don't know. It was like, I knew it was coming because like I just had such a run of bad luck with Wanza. I should have taken the lucky feat.
I think that, and then like the fact that 5 minutes later, Micah's like, all right, so I'm gonna do stuff while everyone is talking to the ghost of Wanza. I'm like, oh my God. All right, okay.
Imagine Micah being sneaky while people are distracted.
And then she pops back and Wanda's like, yo, where's your arm? And she's like, shh. And no one else notices. Just the dead ghost guy noticed.
There's like
I never had an arm there. What?
I know, like I've mentioned this to Jesse before, is that like Powder, you're like so perceptive to stuff that's going on in the background that like every time I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm like, Powder's gonna know.
Powder has a passive perception of 20.
Like he's just gonna know it's me.
I don't know how you know the things you know, but it's very
honest
frustrating.
with you right now in this moment. Ken thinks Mazzarello is the one that's cursed. I'm gonna tell you that much.
Oh yeah.
He fully thinks it's Mazzarello right now. So
Well, yeah, I don't know if I played that right. We'll see. But I thought it was a bad idea to specifically like call out Darth at that time. So
because he's like, yeah, we're cursed, and Mazzarello, and Ken's like thinking that like kind of like the royal we as in himself, because he's a duke.
The royal me.
Yeah. Oh, we are so happy.
Yeah. My favorite moment, definitely story moment, would be like everything around Wanza dying. I was very frustrated with Wanza dying just because like I was like, this was just supposed to be like a fun Halloween stream and we lost someone. You know what I mean? So I was frustrated with that. But I think like all the story stuff around it was really fun and really cool, and it was very like, I don't know, I feel like it kind of solidified us as an adventuring party in a way, or calcified maybe. So I liked that a lot story-wise. And then my favorite like gameplay moment, like it's narcissistic of me, but I really loved the image of me sending the orcs, using water walk on the orcs to attack a boat while we were sailing. Like just the image of that was like,
Yeah.
I was sitting there with Munasai waiting for the ship to get close, because when it got close, I was gonna have him jump over to the other ship, but we kind of sunk it before he got anywhere near us.
I think
was waiting for him to board.
My favorite thing that has happened, just by the fact that it was so funny, was Mozzarella trying to encase an enemy's head in water, but the roll was so bad that he just drank it. Like, you just hydrated our enemy. But also, like, I think in the beginning, like when I first joined, y'all didn't realize that I had the jar with my sister's head in it. For like 3 sessions, I was trying to get y'all to recognize that I had something in my bag that I was protecting, and nobody commented on it for the longest time.
Yeah, but that wasn't. I'm going to be real with you. I think you did make comments that probably did raise Wanza's eyebrow, but he's not going to go digging because he's going to respect people's, private property type.
I expected Maddie to dig, is what it was. Is that I expected her to be real curious and be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, Cheese was like, "What is in that bag?" But Mozzarella was in exactly the same boat as Wanda. Is like, that's not my business, and Micah will tell me when Micah wants to. I don't really know this chick. She seems a little scary, so I'm gonna, like, her business is her business.
Which is funny because Micah was originally a guy, and also not intimidating at all. Like, I was thinking of the 2 kids as like the kids from Jurassic Park.
Okay, yeah.
So Micah would have been like the younger brother from Jurassic Park initially.
That little shit.
Yeah.
And now they are a twin
hacker.
that carried their twin around in a jar.
He was not the hacker. Anyway,
Micah has evolved.
Micah's definitely evolved.
For better or worse from the
Definitely for
beginning
better.
of this campaign.
I mean, I'm still like, in my head, what I see, like when you when you place the jar with Wanza, I'm like, is it like, I kind of like, why did she do that? I'm still wondering. Like, I have thoughts in my head, but it's like, is it because, like, well, the one person who probably would have helped me is dead, so here's this too. Let's just put that past behind me. There's no turning back now.
Here's the thing that's difficult for me is that, like, there are plans for Micah, and like Jesse and I have talked about it at length like a while ago, and I want to discuss that with the party, but I cannot discuss it with you, and it kills me because I'm terrible at keeping secrets.
Yep.
Well, so it seems dead sibling head was not part of those plans, it's safe to say.
Yeah, I think that Mozzarella saw that as like, oh, maybe she's ready to move on. And Cheese saw that as Micah is getting rid of this part of their contract to make a change to their contract.
It's a really cool dynamic, I think, with the whole contract thing. I really like how we did that.
I love it. Like, it's amazing to me.
Yeah. This
It's
is the first time I've
interesting.
ever played with a warlock where there was like actual grounds for a contract. Like, it made sense, and not just like I took like my warlock where I was like, I just want to play a hexblade, so I'm going to take that. And like, I guess there's some being that I've made a pact with. I don't know what the pact is.
Like, that's the thing about, like, with Micah and her evolving in this campaign is that, like, I didn't start out with planning that for her.
Yeah.
Like, it just kind of, like, popped up, and we were like, hey, wouldn't this be cool if we did this?
And that's kind of like the spirit of the improv thing, which is why I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Because no one was planning this. And I didn't even, like, initially we started with the red coins as just a way of allowing you to purchase answers to questions from the jar. And now, because Cheese made a joke about it, I've created like capitalist hell, and your coins are actual currency.
Yes.
And like, just a small side conversation Cheese and I had about something not even related formed my entire opinion of how hell should work in this universe. And
Oh yeah, Yeah,
Yeah, it's just I love it. And
it is
that
funny.
informed the entire contract that you have, and there is actually a lot more at play than even you knew about. And I can't wait to get to that.
I'm so nervous about that, but I do I kind of hope at some point that we get to go to capitalist hell, because I want to see it in action.
Oh,
I
will.
do too.
All right, can Ken at least fight with his robot before we do that?
I don't think it's going to be soon. There's a lot of story developments for Micah that have to happen first.
I just want to like continue being bros with the Lord of Souls because it is both in and out of character from Mozzarella.
I love that. I love that you guys have like bonded over bagels. Like an item that was just sort of randomly placed in because bagels redeemed it has become like this cornerstone of your friendship with the Lord of Souls.
Yeah,
And
I just
that-
want to be like real bros with him.
That goes into an entire other thing, because I have written pages of backstory for the Lord of Souls at this point that have it like that's like what you were saying, Darth. It just kills me because I'm like, this is so cool and I can't tell anyone about it.
Yeah, it's
My
like you
guess
just
is he was a mortal that became a god.
you have all of this information, and like it's such good information, and you never know if you're going to get to use it all, but you
Yeah.
put so much work into it. Like it's hard.
And you know, you put all this work into it and we try really, really hard to derail it.
Which is another reason why I stopped planning so much.
Sorry.
That's
'Cause
fair.
I was like,
It's
well, they're just gonna derail it, so like, why plan too much?
the funny thing
fight
is
the
that
other
like
dudes.
it's not even always on purpose. Like I think sometimes we just go, yeah, we'll go over here, and Jesse's like, damn, I didn't plan for that. But what about this guy over here?
Yeah.
So, quick side story. My first campaign that I really ran a few years, like 7 years ago, I wanted to just do homebrew, right? So I made this whole world, or well, like an island, and I spent all this time like thinking about all the stuff that's in all the places and building little dungeons around there. And there was one place I hadn't finished yet, or really even thought about what was there. And I was like, all right, we could start the campaign. I didn't have like a whole lot of plan. I was just like, okay, we're gonna start here and we'll see what happens. I didn't read the books because I can't read very well. I mean,
All
I
right,
can
come
read,
back.
but like I'm literate, but ADHD go burr. So I know the rules well enough to play at this point. I'm like, let's just start. We could start over here somewhere. We'll try to improv something, throw it together. Like I roughly knew how to play. And then the one place they wanted to go unanimously was the one place that I hadn't planned anything for.
Of course.
And they're like, what's in this area where you don't have anything drawn on the map? Let's go there, obviously. Like it's
Which area was that? Oh, or was that somebody else?
that was a completely different. That was my
okay.
well, that was my Tuesday group. But
Oh,
this was
okay. I
like
thought,
the
there's
first
something we
campaign
did.
I
I'm like,
ran.
What did we do like that? Okay.
Yeah, no, this was literally my first campaign. And I was like, it's a ziggurat and it's got zombies in it for some reason.
Oh, and now we have a ziggurat with maybe zombies in it.
Well, no. Anyway.
Uh-huh.
I mean, at this time, there are no zombies. There's one thing in it.
Is it? Oh wait, I can't even remember what the thing was called. But is it our new friend? Is it Maddie's new friend? Big
It's no one's friend. I think I can't remember exactly what I told her. That was what I had Dawn warning you about. It was like, don't let them get to that.
Yeah.
Because there's a powerful thing in there that we can't let get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll, it's very interesting.
The thing about that, like, ziggurat is that we passed by it so long ago that I did completely forget it existed.
That was kind of the idea.
I definitely had it in the back of my head because I was like, what? That's there for a reason.
Yeah,
I just
so that
don't
was
know what yet.
that was kind of the funny thing, right? Because like, all right, let me see if I even have it in here. I don't think I do.
I do remember us trying, like, thinking, like, hey, how do we get down there to see it now? And Jesse was just like, you can't.
Yeah, no.
You gotta move
Bonzo
on.
rolled pretty high to look too. I think it was.
No, I don't have it in here right now. But yeah, so there was the way that I had laid out the map purposefully was like, so you can see my little game master thing on the VTT. Like,
Oh, we got to go there now. Meepo's in it.
this, like, everything southwest of where I'm dragging my cursor across now was like the battle map area, and the whole rest of it was like nothing except for the ziggurat, which is like up here. And it was just so that, you know, maybe someone would scroll over there and see it and then be like, what the fuck is that? And then I would just be like, I don't know. Anyway.
Oh.
Moving on. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah. Now I'm on the wrong thing. But anyway, so yeah, that was like a subtle tease about that. The yeah. So it's not Meepo, but maybe Meepo's in there. So maybe there's two things.
Okay.
You can't let Meepo out. You don't know what Meepo can do.
I'll tease a little something that Powder's instantly gonna figure out what I'm talking about. That is the only place that Meepo would make sense.
Okay.
Interessante.
I have a theory, but we're gonna let it go.
No thoughts, only ziggurat.
Yes.
So Nola asked the question a while ago, and we've been on a rant, so I haven't had a chance to answer it.
Whoops.
But we do have, in fact, I think there's a list down below here of all of our homebrew rules.
Yes, there is.
But my favorite, so like I toss out a lot of rules because there's a lot of rules I feel like are unnecessary. And, you know, like, okay, so there's a certain faction of D&D player that's going to want to string me up for saying this, but I don't think a lot of D&D rules are necessary, and I like doing a lot of like simplification of like what I was saying with the spider monsters, where they have like finite hit points and damage, so it's still, you know, like it doesn't feel like you're facing some arbitrary number that I just made up, but they don't need like 2 pages of stat block, so I can just kind of run it from my mind rather than needing a piece of paper to run it, and just kind of do what I think makes sense. So that being said, my favorite rule that I think we've added is the inspiration, where you can get 3 inspiration points instead of 1, and you can do a lot more with them. And we don't really follow the rules for it very well, because I just realized you get inspiration if you get a crit, if I get a crit against you, if there's a critical fail.
Oh,
So-
I have not been taking inspiration for any of those things.
Yes, and
Sometimes we just post something really cool in the Discord, and Jesse's like, Micah gets 3 inspiration for that.
Yep, that has happened.
And then I forget about it and did not use it.
That also happened. But then you also have cool ways to use it, like you can make an extra reaction, you can heal a little bit, you can impose disadvantage, re-roll. So I think that's my favorite rule that we've added. And that, I mean, I can't take credit for that. We got that from Matt Colville. But also, my favorite rule to axe as of right now is opportunity attacks. I hate opportunity attacks, and we have axed opportunity attacks because it makes combat feel like the optimal way to do it is just run up to something and stand there and smack it and don't move. And I like the idea that you know, you could run up to something, smack it, and then on your next turn run away, grab a table, and then smack it with a table, and you don't have to worry about getting attacked when you leave or come back or whatever. So I mean, there are obviously way more examples that are better than that, but you get my point. Oh, that's another one, Nola, that I also really like, is the critical one. I hate it, and almost every time I've ever gotten a crit as a player too, you roll the crit and you're like, yes, I do double damage, and then you roll snake eyes and you end up doing less damage with a crit than you would have with your normal attack.
Yeah.
So we do that one too, where you the die you add for the crit is counted as max. And actually, a nice feature of Foundry is it automatically does that if you get a crit.
Oh, nice.
That's actually programmed in there. It's an optional rule.
I'm gonna take a quick break to let my dogs out. I will be right back.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't realize we've been going for an hour longer than we planned to already.
Yeah. It's good though. I do think one of the things that I like that we've done, that we haven't done in a while, is like the skill check things.
Oh, the skill challenges?
Yes.
Yeah. I like those a lot too. Another thing we stole from Matt Colville.
Those were cool. I like those.
Yeah. I don't like to overuse them, but I also it's hard for me to tell if people like them or not. So knowing that you guys like them, I'll throw them in more.
I like them. I don't know about everybody else, but I like them.
That's enough.
All right, I'm back.
No, I like the idea of that, but whenever I've used it, it's never worked out well for me. Because what happens is, we, at least, you know, in the one group I've normally played with, they tended to just always be like, I go for the head. And they would always just be like, I'm attacking the head. I'm attacking the head. And that got kind of silly.
Yeah, I could see that being a problem. Like, I'm gonna blind him and then he can't see me.
And I mean, it's cool, but then when you do it, like when the players find out the most optimal way to do it, then it becomes the only way to do it. And the kind of interesting gameplay goes out the window for optimal strategy, which doesn't really feel natural. But one thing that kind of leads into, we haven't talked about the MCDM RPG that launched today, which I'm very excited about. They had a really cool thing that I'm excited to try out. They've removed hit rolls entirely.
Oh.
So you just, like, if you attack something, you just roll damage, which I think is, at first I was like, I don't like this. But then I thought about it and I was like, actually, that's not bad because you have to do a certain amount of damage before the enemy starts taking damage anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So like you could still technically not hurt them even if you roll damage. So
That's interesting.
yeah, I think that's going to be a kind of cool rule. It's in a one shot where if you called your shot in a specific place, you had to roll based. Yeah. So we did that. That's exactly what we did. So like we would do it where like if you called a shot in the head, it was minus 10 to hit, but it would do double damage or something like that. And the other reason I didn't like that specifically is a feat. So then we had someone who took the feat. And I was like, well, this is kind of dumb. Everyone gets to use your feat, even though you actually paid for the feat and they didn't.
I realize that it's feat, F-E-A-T, but I just keep hearing it as F-E-E-T. And
No, it's feet. Fleet of foot.
mm-hmm. Oh,
Anyway.
my God. Anyway.
But yeah. So anyway, I don't want to sound negative to the rule because I think it's a cool rule, but in my experience, it always gets abused.
I mean, I think if you're fighting something like a big dragon and you're gonna shoot its eye, that should have an effect. But it has to be something like it has to be decent of size where you know you got plenty of space to potentially hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it could have a cool implementation, but it relies on the party not always using it to like try to be optimal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, isn't that part of what happened with Pathfinder and you?
Yeah. My biggest issue with Pathfinder was that you just like turn into superheroes at higher levels, and it just like and I mean that in the most ridiculous way that I think is not fun. Like at a certain point, rogues just don't take fall damage, and our ranger could not physically roll under an 18 on skill checks at level 3.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So like he would roll, and then if he rolled lower than 18, he just could just choose to have it be 18. So I was like, this just trivializes everything. Like I can't make you fail at anything at all unless I just artificially increase the DC to a point where I feel like it's ridiculously hard just so that you can fail it.
Mm-hmm.
Which also feels wrong.
I think like one of the rangers, either the ranger itself or one of its subclasses gets something like that in D&D, but it's like anything under like an 8 becomes an 8.
Yeah, in
Besides,
D&D
like, nat ones.
it's more reasonable. D&D definitely has that, but I think it's reasonable. Whereas in Pathfinder it was just stupid. And all of our fights, what I really liked about Pathfinder was their crit rules and their action economy. And that's something I would love to steal for D&D, but I don't know how to balance it exactly. So as soon as I figure out how to do that, I'm stealing it. But it just like it was very weird. We had a paladin and a ranger and a rogue, and all of our combats turned into like the rogue being a wrestler and like suplexing the big bad guy, while the 2-foot tall frog had like a plus 15 bonus to grappling anything up to 2 sizes larger than him, which includes enemies up to like 20 feet tall. And I was like, this doesn't this doesn't make sense. I can't physically see how this would work.
Right.
Which is why I hate this. Like the game itself is great if you are interested in like a very video gamey feeling crunchy combat strategy kind of game. I like to play D&D because I feel like it flows. I don't need to memorize every rule, because if I don't know what it is, I could just say roll a die and then set a DC and be like, yes, that beats it. So you do the thing or not. And that's it. It's just kind of, it feels more cinematic to me. I don't know.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I definitely like D&D. As someone who primarily just plays video games, I like D&D because it doesn't feel like a video game.
Yeah. That's exactly what I hated about Pathfinder. And I mean, I don't want to like, so I just want to be super clear. I think Pathfinder is a fantastic game, and rules wise, it's better than D&D, no question. I just don't like the rules.
Are we losing stream?
I don't think so.
Yep.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, it's
Nope,
back. Okay. It was buffering for me for a second.
Oh,
Are we
I
back?
think it's good though.
it didn't cut out for me at all, but I'm also, running it. So
I was away, but I could hear you guys, and I just want to call out that I also like the skill challenges.
oh, cool. All right, I'll do more of those.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was the end of Arc 1 with Mwanza the last one we did?
Yes,
I think so. Yeah.
it's been a bit.
Yeah.
We're due for one.
Yeah.
Join us next week for skill challenges for 3 straight hours.
That's all it is.
It's
Can
actually
you
going to be.
survive the Feywild? Roll 6 times.
So we have. Are we doing the 21st, or are we just doing next week?
Next week, I thought.
And then we're not doing the 21st?
I mean, I think we should do the 21st. I don't know about the 28th.
I cannot do the 21st. So the 28th I can do, the 21st I can't do. My parents are in town and they are staying with me.
Okay.
All right, we'll have to ask. Let me see what if the 28th works, or we'll do that. Just take the 21st off then.
28th would probably work for me.
Yeah, I should be around for that. I don't have
Um,
any plans.
So I'm just trying to plan to know when our Christmas special is going to be. But
It looks like the 28th, but we're probably gonna be stuck in the Feywild and miss Christmas.
Depends on how next session goes.
I like the potential
That's a-
chaos of a certain party deciding to burn down a village instead of waiting for an NPC to return. I feel like Darth might know something about that.
Okay, so funny story. I think we were talking about this earlier. Hold on, what did I say? I don't even remember. They were like, we're just gonna burn the place down, and it wasn't me for once, and I was like, but there's so much other stuff we could be doing. And they're like, I'm gonna kill this guy. For why? What? What's the logic? I want to. Please don't.
So I think that we had a player that was like that all the time too, and like to the detriment of the rest of the party, he would just be a murder hobo. I think that's like for new players' first 2 characters, there's like an 80% chance they're going to be a murder hobo.
I feel like I'm not.
You are not.
Okay, good.
I mean, it was 100% chance until I played with you, and now it's an 80% chance.
Oh yeah, what I said earlier was that like half of the campaign was just trying to recover from one of our players trying to kill entire town. Like
Yeah.
that was the
makes sense.
campaign.
We had a similar thing where one of my players, like I kind of designed a town around like a religion that he was a part of, and one of the other players just insisted on lying to everyone to the point where they would get really angry and try to kill them. So then they started fights and tried to kill most of the town. And like the player whose party or whose god and religion was the town was based on was like really upset about it. It was not a good situation.
Yeah, that sounds like a whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played a game where someone pissed off a whole town.
Yeah, it happens.
I did.
I think you're
tried,
about to be part of one.
I tried to
guys.
DM.
Sorry,
I
Josh,
tried
go
to
ahead.
DM a campaign once, and like we had, it was 5 players total. 2 of them, one of them being Nola, the other being his cousin, were like super into it. They were like, "Great, we're gonna go where we're supposed to go. We're gonna do this," and they needed to go into like a building or like down a ravine. I can't remember which one it was. But the other players were just like, "We're not doing it. We're not going in there. We're gonna stay up here and mess around and be silly little guys." And I was like, "Please just get in the hole."
There is a
Eventually they
point-
stopped showing up to sessions, and I was like, "They died. It's done."
So, one of my, I talk about MCDM a lot, which is why I get so annoyed. Powder.
Who?
I mean, there was a point, you know, in the pandemic days, and also when I started going back to work, where I would just be like, I need something to listen to in my car, or just something to listen to, and I had like all the 100-something Matt Koval running the game videos going on in the background to like absorb the knowledge through just having it play. But one of my favorite things that he would, well, I think he said once about like prepping and having players kind of buy into your session is like, okay, yes, this is the area I designed, so you don't have to go there, but if you don't want to go there, then we're going to stop playing D&D now, and we can come back another time when I've prepped that place you want to go to. If you want to play D&D tonight, you're gonna go here. Yeah, that Nola, that story sounds horrifying.
It was terrible.
Was that Sunless Citadel?
Sunless Citadel was the one that I was running, where they were like,
Oh.
"We're just not going in there."
Okay. Oh God. So I used to work with a guy who told me, I have no experience with Sunless Citadel, but now that you mentioned the hole, I remember the story. So I had a friend who played that in 2nd edition, I think, when it first came out, or like early 3rd edition or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they were 1st level, and he was playing a wizard. So again, I have no idea what happens, but he said there's like a hole, and they had to climb down a rope to get into the thing.
Yes.
Okay, so the whole party was climbing down the rope, and he went last, the wizard, who has a very low agility score. So he tried climbing down the rope, got a nat 1, fell, and knocked every person down the way off the rope as he fell, and it had an instant TPK.
Amazing.
The whole party died 5 minutes after the campaign started.
That is amazing.
No.
That sounds like the fireball incident with me.
Did you fireball the whole party?
No, I never told you about that. It's like literally the first game of 5e I was playing, or one of the first games.
I feel like you did tell me this.
Yeah, maybe I haven't told the party. I'll tell the stream though too. But one of the first games, like 5e, I was playing. A friend of mine joined me because I had another friend I knew online was setting up the game. Was like, "Oh, let's play 5e. You're gonna love it." And I'm like, "All right, cool." It's the first time I've ever played anything online like that too. And I had another friend who really wanted to play, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, let me see." And he's like, "Yeah, he can join us." And he made a wild sorcerer, wild magic sorcerer. And like before the game, like, you know, it's like a week before we're playing, he kept talking to me about like how he's so excited because there's like a 1% chance he'll roll and have to do like a wild magic surge. That is a 1% chance it might be a fireball. Well, our first combat encounter, we're inside a cave fighting a bunch of wolves, and what happens? His very first spell. Wild Magic Surge, rolls on the table, gets a fireball, and kills the whole party.
Oh
I don't care how big the room is. I cast fireball.
I have a choice. And he's just like, yes. And I never heard from that DM again after that game too.
We
He
had
was just using you to murder the party.
the story that Nola's talking about the floorboards and the player not trusting their nat 20. This person we were playing with was investigating this abandoned shack while we were playing Sunless Citadel. Decided to search it. There's nothing in there. But she rolls a nat 20, so I'm like, okay, like, you find a piece of gold, whatever, you can have it. Then she just, like, went on to say how I wasn't telling her the truth, and she tried to, like, pull up the floorboards of the shack to search it more. So I had it collapse on her.
Should have turned it into Mimic ahead.
But, like, she rolled a 20, and I was like, here, have a piece of gold, because there's nothing in here. And she was like, no, there's more. No, there's not.
Oh, God.
It's like, you rolled a nat 20. There is nothing here. No, you're lying to me. No, there's not. Nope, you're lying.
Well, to
Yeah.
be fair, a nat 20 isn't a crit on an ability check. It's just a high roll. So...
I
The
rolled
thing
a nat
here is that
20,
it's
there's something here, and you're still lying to me.
it's an empty shack. Like, I don't even know where she found the gold. I was just like, you find it. It's like it's a building that's falling apart.
Similar story. We were playing Curse of Strahd, and the party was like, there's like a crypt, and I'm not gonna say too much about it because it's a great part, but there's a crypt, and they're like doing the classic player thing of like tapping everything, checking behind everything, and they're like, all right, well, this seems safe, and then they open the next door. Door's a mimic. They checked everything but the door, and then yep, door was a mimic. I don't think anyone, they did get very hurt, but I don't think anyone died from that.
Well, you said you never killed a player before, so.
Oh yeah, that's a lie, but that whole party died. Curse of Strahd is very unforgiving. We also had a TPK in the first section of Descent to Avernus. In fact, we had 2 TPKs in the first, 3 TPKs in the first part of Descent to Avernus. When we tried to run that game, we took 10 months to get out of the prologue.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a long time for
It
a
was awful.
prologue.
It was awful.
You play
we
one
quit
session
after
every
prologue.
other month?
No, we played every week.
Wow.
It was awful.
I don't know if I should say you're talented or not on that one.
It was the 3 TPKs. So the first session, there's like, and I don't think this is too much of a spoiler. One of the first things you do at level 1 is you're in this little like tavern, and it very heavily hints that there's a dangerous group of pirate dudes coming, and you should do some preparation before they get there, and you like have to get something from them, right? And they're gonna like, it's like, yes, they're coming, they're gonna be hostile, you're gonna fight them, you need to defend this tavern. So their plan was to just wait for them to get there. They didn't talk to anyone. They didn't do any prep of any kind.
Oh no.
What ended up happening was one of the players decided that he could take all the pirates by himself. So he did that and died immediately. And then the rest of the party, being down a player with no prep, also died immediately. So that was fun. So I decided, because our campaigns up until that point hadn't been that lethal, so I was like, well, okay, they're not used to like a written module that's a little more dangerous than our normal thing. So I was like, they capture you and bring you onto their ship and you have to figure out how to escape. So they did that. They go to the second area in the campaign. And to be fair, this was not a fair setup at all. They're level 2 or 3 at this point, and they're walking down a hallway, and there's like a trigger where when they hit a certain point in the hallway, this character, like a little mini boss, casts fireball at them, which hits the wall behind them and explodes. Instantly killed all of them.
Oh no.
Yep. So then I had them make new players, which met the old players as zombies. I made them kill themselves. That was pretty fun. And then they find, this is a bit of a spoiler for Descent to Avernus, a tiny bit. So if anyone wants to not get spoiled in Descent to Avernus, this is your 5-second warning to mute the stream.
I will forget this, so it's fine.
Crashed anyway. Are we? Did we crash? No, we're still good.
No, we're good. We're back on my screen.
So there is this like puzzle box that you find, and I honestly don't even remember what it does, but there is a specific thing on it where if you spend a certain amount of time focusing on it to try to open it, you take a bunch of psychic damage. So every player was like, oh, we're gonna team up and work together and spend an hour focusing on this thing to try to solve the puzzle. So they all took a ton of psychic damage and they all died.
Legit.
I'm afraid of that happening to us.
All of those things, well, no, I'm sorry. 2 of those things were very cheap. The first one with the pirates, I have no sympathy because I foreshadowed the shit out of that.
Fair.
Yeah. But anyway.
Please, can you please help Leonard behind you, who is desperately trying to be covered?
Poor guy. He's good. He's good.
Okay. Sorry, I've been watching him struggle for like a minute and a half, and I'm like, oh, poor buddy.
He's okay.
Nola, which campaign was Waterdeep?
I thought that's the one you ran one time for me. We never had a chance to finish.
Which one was that?
I don't know, I thought that was the one. No, it was on like a river and the water was running thing, but maybe that's not that one. Maybe that was a different one.
I don't remember ever running anything in Waterdeep.
Maybe I'm just thinking it was because that one had a lot of water.
Was it deep?
Well, I think one of the rooms started filling full of water. When I remember.
That was Ghost of Saltmarsh.
Ah.
Also, I totally went off the book on that.
Sometimes you
Waterdeep
gotta.
Dragon Heist.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were running a campaign that was heavily based on Ghost of Saltmarsh, but one of the players had already played it. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to just change everything you expect about it, which was pretty funny because he promised me he wouldn't use his pre-known knowledge of the campaign to have an advantage. And in the first session, he was like, hey, I searched this rock and there was supposed to be a thing there. And I was like, ha! I moved it.
You lied.
Anyway, okay, so we're getting very off topic as
That's
expected.
fine.
No, that's the point. All right, we're just a chill D&D chat session.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
Which is very fun.
But if you want another question, I can pull one up for you.
We should do that.
Favorite encounter or puzzle you've faced so far?
Hang
I
on.
don't think we've done a lot of puzzles.
I'm gonna derail this slightly.
Okay.
Only slightly. I think whatever the question is, it should be our last question, because I think based off of our time to answer questions, that'll put us right at our normal stop time. So, like, of your questions on your list, what's the best last question?
Good point.
Oh, he went.
Why do we all have M names, and how does Jesse not murder the entire party out of pure frustration?
Okay, well, maybe we could have 2 more last questions, because that's a good one.
That is a good question.
Do you want to do favorite puzzle or encounter first, or you want to do Jesse's frustrations first?
Let's do favorite puzzle or encounter.
Okay, I don't think we've done a lot of puzzles. My favorite encounter is probably when we fought, I don't remember what they're called, burrow stalkers, the first time we faced one of those. And I accidentally hurt Maddie, and she told me to stop hitting it with arrows, and I don't know what else I was supposed to do.
I do love the burrow stalkers.
They're cool. I like them.
Trying to think my favorite encounter specifically. I don't have one in mind. No offense, Jesse. My memory is that of a goldfish.
No, it's just they're all so good. Okay.
Yeah. Anytime I get to use Rhyme's Binding Ice a lot and take out a lot of small guys immediately is very fun.
In that, like, thought, the one with all of the frickin' ghosts that Jesse just kept pulling them out of fucking nowhere.
That was intense. Yeah.
I both loved and hated that session.
Me too.
I loved it so much that, I said Wanzo is making plans to go back to get souls for Micah. I know a place to get good souls. Let's go back there.
Let's head on back. That was good, now that you say that. Because it was like, I thought, I'm using spell slots, and at this time I didn't understand that I could use, I could get my spell slots back using sorcery points. So I was like, surely this fight must be over. And then I'm out of spells, and I have no way to attack him. This is bad.
One of my favorite design philosophy shifts over the years has been going from, like, yes, this is a balanced encounter, oh wait, everyone just stomped all over it, to what I do now, which is, this is an encounter that is not balanced, and that's not my problem.
And then
that's your problem.
Dies.
You can run if you find that it's unbalanced.
Or the fight last week where, like, what did she hit me for over half of my health for one
she was
hit?
a CR9, so
Yeah.
I didn't know how well that was gonna go, but you guys do tend to skew pretty powerful, so I was like, we'll see what happens.
If they die, they die.
It is a sacrifice that Jesse was willing to make.
To be fair, she was CR9, but the Dryads were CR1. The, like, poison mushroom things were CR quarter. And I think the Druids were CR2. So, she was the only really tough thing in there.
Well, damn it.
Butchered that poor Dryad.
Yes.
I was thinking that, like, if it did come to the point to where we were having a full-on battle and it wasn't going to stop, if we took her out, I feel like the rest of them might have just been like, oh shit, and left.
Or the entire forest would have banded together to kill us.
Yeah. I mean, 50-50 shot, okay?
Yeah. I think
Shoot your shot.
the soul slowly disappearing probably made her panic and run away if she was the only one left to, but she's like,
that's something that I
"Where are
did
all
not
their souls?
consider.
Crap. And she might have just ran away. Like, we would not have known why she ran away, but she might have been like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, the soul thing is something that I didn't even consider that when things were happening, that she would notice that they were just gone.
I don't always remember to describe it, but the souls do go to you, like visibly, and then.
Oh, it's
down.
visible.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I thought it was just like they just kind of do the thing. But
No.
okay.
Like they siphon to you.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I don't always describe that. But
Because I do like I do have the amulet that collects them. I know that. We don't talk about it a whole lot. It was mentioned like once.
yeah.
I knew I had that, but I didn't realize it was a visible thing that they were being collected.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's
then
not like
when,
super obvious. So, like, heat of battle, you might not notice it, which I don't think she did. But if someone's looking and paying attention, they would see, like, a little line of a soul, like, going to you.
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah, I think at most Ken would have noticed the line, but not where it go. He probably would have more paid. He would have probably just like thought it was a trick of the eye and just been more worried about the person dying on the ground. So he
Yeah.
definitely would have noticed where it went. But I'm just wondering now, is that like why Zeke pops up and he like trades the coin for the souls then? Or do the souls stay in there?
There is a tithe paid based on the amount of souls sent.
Oh, okay. Sounds like Micah's getting a rotten deal. One coin for every 300 souls or whatever.
It's like 30 or 40. I don't keep an exact count.
That was the argument Mozzarella was making.
Didn't Mwanza shove a crow? Yes, Mwanza did. I love that.
I was
moment
going to
too.
address that. That
Oh,
was one of my
that's good.
favorite moments.
The wrath of Mwanza.
Just shoving the hag's familiar in her mouth.
The morphing into a mouse was also really good.
Yeah, drinking the potion, became
Yeah.
a mouse. Jesse
Yeah.
probably's like, what you gonna do now?
I will say
like
they
that.
aren't here. They aren't here to speak to it, but another really great moment from the campaign was when Maddie first freed Menry and got to ride him.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that might be
That was
one
really
of my
good.
favorites, actually. That was so epic.
Yeah, that was really good. Really, really good.
Yes.
I do think that's one of my favorite TikToks that I made was Maddie saying she was gonna turn into a fly and me and Cheese at the same time just go buzz buzz.
I think
Everyone
that
should
was
just take a level and
what?
I'd say everyone should just take a level in Druid now secretly. Don't tell her, and all just turn into flies at the same time.
Buzz, buzz.
Buzz buzz.
Actually, that might be one of my favorite. It's very niche because if nobody takes a druid, then it never comes up.
Yeah.
But the homebrew rule that we added, where like if it's a CR0 like small critter or something, you can just change into it at will. I think that is one of my favorite homebrew druid rules.
I do like that.
Yeah, because like otherwise it's never worth it, and I think it adds a lot of flavor to druid without being like super overpowered.
Yeah.
I think I just came up with a character. If the roles came out right, I'd want to make, going back on the question from way before,
All right, I'll
literally
kill Ken
make
for you.
a multi-class character that's half barbarian and half wizard, just all the way across.
Hmm. Okay. Like a battle mage.
Excuse me.
A battle mage wizard, but like I don't know what thing I would go for barbarian, but I'm just thinking like that would probably be kind of interesting if you got the right roles to make it work.
I've been trying to make that work forever, and with your roles, it would probably be fine. But with mine, it wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think I would go wild magic because that'd just be too much. But
Yeah.
One thing I actually, after having looked at some of those custom classes that I posted, I think my favorite class honestly might be the talent. I really want to make another one of those. That's
Oh, the
not the
talent?
topic of the question though. What?
The talent, yeah.
Yeah. I had really bad rolls for it, but it's a lot of fun. Like one of the things, like I'm just going to describe one thing that was really cool that happened with it, and then everyone can go buy it and make MCDM some money, and then they'll pay me to advertise for them. So we were doing like a one shot, so I got to play the talent and test it out. And we were fighting a shambling mound. It was kicking our asses. So I finally got one of my talent spells off, which was you take something and like gently throw it up into the air, and it rises into the air at a speed of like 5, I think it was 10 feet per round for 6 rounds. So it's just drifting up in the air at like 10 feet per 6 seconds, or however long a round is. And everyone can still attack it, and it can't do anything. And then after 60 seconds, after 10 rounds, it's 60 feet in the air. You know what I mean? And then it just falls and takes fall damage. But because it's just floating, like we had a monk in the party, so I used the same spell on him. So the thing's already floating up, and then I'm like, go monk, Foop. And then the monk's just like beating it up while it's just floating up, and it can't do anything. And it was pretty funny. A lot of fun.
Fun.
Anyway, but yeah, so we're talking about our favorite encounters from our campaign. So back to that. I really, really liked the Doma battle. That felt very
Doma
epic.
battle was good. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like we had that whole little bit of the siege of the city, and then there was very high stakes, and you guys like that was an intense fight. It really could have gone either way.
I was really hoping Doma would have won.
Just
see.
And the funny thing about it was like we had that thing where obviously that happened where you became the Duke, but I didn't know how that was going to turn out. I had no plan for like who was actually going to win that, and it was really just down to die rolls, which was fun.
I do like that it sort of ended up with Mozzarella being like this reluctant leader of this band of orcs. Like, I know it's not what you wanted, but it's so good.
That's why I thought that would be cool, because I was like, who would be a good fit for this? Mozzarella would be a good fit, because he would not want that.
No, he absolutely would not. It will be that duty will be going back to Frederick as long as he beats Mozzarella in Mortal Kombat.
See, but if you didn't become the leader, then you wouldn't have Mortal Kombat.
You're right.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Depending on how long you're in the Feywild, they might need to hold that without you, so you might not even need a fight.
That's true.
Unless you're allowed to challenge as the returning leader because you missed it type thing.
I did put Frederick like in charge in my stead, I believe.
You did.
Yes.
And you sent him that note.
I did send him that note. So as far as he knows, it's okay.
So
yeah,
the
you
other
send
thing I
him
was
this
thinking,
note, then you're not going to be around for like 2 years, and he's getting nothing. He might start readying for war.
I'll spoil a little bit of my plan with that. The time in the Feywild. I actually thought it would be a perfect way to jump ahead to a Christmas special.
Ah.
So
you know,
like,
that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah. You'll just be in there for like, because we're in the end of October right now in the campaign. So it would be perfect if we came out like Christmas, and that's our Christmas special.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice little time jump plan.
Yeah. And then we come
It's better than just like it's better than just like coming back like the week after Christmas or whatever and just being like, yeah, so we're at Christmas time now.
Yep.
That would be cool.
Guess how we got there? Like
I've been trying to think of a way to make it make sense, and the other day it just occurred to me like Well, yeah, time's weird in the Feywild. They could just pop out and it'd be Christmas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you'll be in there for 2 months and 2 years.
Cool.
2 years?
Yeah.
2 years,
2
2
months,
months.
2 years.
Oh boy.
Just kidding.
It's
A lot
fine.
of time. It's weird. Feywild, the way they write it is like you can go in for a day and literally like 3 years can pass by the time you leave. You can go in for a week and only like 5 days has passed. It's like that's how wacky time can be with you in there.
Weird.
Feywild is a weird place.
Yeah.
We
It's
are in for
almost
some
like it's-
interesting stuff.
Oh boy. It's
We can come
Druid
out
Six Flags.
and yeah, be in there for like 3 years and then come out and it's only been like 2 months.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm into it. The reason we all have M names, we should end on this.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's manly.
Yeah. Because it really miffs Jesse that we've done this.
By accident. Start.
Yeah, it was not. It's not malevolent or malicious, but it just is what it is.
God damn it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is
All
very meanius.
So I'm going to throw in the real reason why. Because when we
It's actually
started...
Darth's fault.
What?
It's actually Darth's fault it became a thing.
Yeah, it is. But also, it's... I mean, from what I remember, which is not a lot, I was talking about how my Tuesday group drives me nuts because all their names start with F. Which was
What's super funny
stupid of me.
here is that because I joined, 2 episodes in? I think I came in on the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
When I was making my character, I was looking at everybody else's to see what they had because I was like, I don't want to make the same thing that's already in the party. That doesn't make sense. And you all had M names, and I was like, I can't be the only one without an M name. I have to be a part of it. Like,
And
I
then you
get
did
it.
that, and I saw your character, and I was like, oh shit, it's happening again.
The first 3 were accidents, and then it became the pattern on the 4th.
I think it's great.
I didn't even mean for it to I didn't think it was going to be a thing. I thought y'all had picked M names on purpose to
Nope.
I was
We
like,
did
okay,
not realize it until you joined in.
let me just, I'm just going to join the club. And then I did, and everyone was like, oh my God.
Well, because Mozzarella this is actually sort of my second time playing Mozzarella, but I rebuilt him. So I had made him for a one-shot. So long before we even did this, I had a character with an M name.
It
You
was
did it before
meant
it was
to
cool.
be.
That's right.
You're the M hipster, the nipster.
The Mipster. And Mwanza was named after a bearded dragon that was purple or something, right?
Yeah.
It's a type of lizard in Africa. It's actually
Yeah.
a town too, but
So
Okay.
And
I'm
a
not
dead
sure if
dragon.
the lizard's named after the town or if the town's named after the lizard, but
I would hope the town's named after the lizard, because the other way around, it just seems very egotistical.
right.
We're so great, we're going to name an entire species after us.
Well, sometimes they name it what it's near.
I mean, that
So-
does make sense.
That's partly why he's amethyst, because Mwanza is that type of lizard is purplish.
mhm. I don't know if you guys can hear behind me, but someone is very mad that I'm not in bed yet.
I can't hear him, but I do see him
I
just
see stuff moving.
wandering.
He does what I call he's charging his lasers. So he does he'll just scratch at the floor with all of his paws, he'll scratch with one, then the other, then the other, then the other, and start going. I'm like, all right, dude, go away. Go on.
We'll wrap it up. So, Powder made a suggestion for a raid target, which is pretty funny.
Okay.
We're gonna do it. So, considering their incredibly successful Kickstarter today, we're gonna go raid Matt Koval.
Okay.
Crowdfunder. It's not a Kickstarter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it's not a Kickstarter.
They get a bigger cut versus what they would get if it was a Kickstarter.
Yeah, I mean it's smart. It's a backer kit, not Kickstarter. But anyway, where is it? Check it out. They're on the front page of backer. Actually, oh my god! So they started their backer kit at 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. this morning. Obviously, this morning.
And the train's still going.
What?
The backer train is still going.
Oh, yeah,
10,
28 days.
Well, no. They have, so when they start a Kickstarter, if enough people sub, kind of like you got the
like a
trains on
subathon.
Twitch. They got a thing for backers, and it has like a 10-minute timer between backers.
Yeah.
And they're at 9. Pretty much, it's been going since it started.
Yep.
So they literally had a train going all day so far. That sounds so horrible. Never mind.
They, yeah. Human
Soon as
RPG
that left the station.
So anyway, we're definitely going to try this game on stream at some point. I love MCDM, all their products. We use all of their products in our streams already. Strongholds and Followers, Kingdoms and Warfare, Flea Mortals. The Flea Mortals monster book is like a masterpiece in monster design. Highly recommend any of their stuff for anyone to check out. I'm going to post the thing in the chat because I love doing that, even though you just did it. God damn it, Powder. So
Jesse, why are you copying me?
I don't know. I mean, technically, the link I posted was exactly the same as yours. So I'm very excited for their new RPG. It's got like all of their custom classes. Actually, I don't know if they're all going to be in it right off the bat, but some of them are at least. It sounds great, and I'm very excited for it. So we're gonna go say hi to them. I'm gonna avoid doing the raid messages because I feel like that's just gonna be obnoxious when they're kind of talking about this.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, incredible Kickstarter. I'm just using Kickstarter because it's easier already. Like they started with a $800,000 goal, and they kicked it off at I think 10 Eastern, and they're already almost at 2 million. So it's pretty crazy. I just have to get the name of their Twitch channel, so bear with me.
It's literally his name. I sent it to you.
It's Matthew_Colville. I just wanted to make sure I got that right.
Yeah, that's what I literally sent to you.
I know, but I like to copy and paste it.
Oh, they also announced the release date for Space Marine 2 in September of next year.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
and the day before release today, and it has gotten slammed with negative reviews from people who have actually played it. It's nothing like they said it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a zombie, open world zombie horror game, and it's like an extraction shooter instead. And it's like got a lot of glitches. It's pretty funny to watch the videos that people are posting about it.
Huh. All
And
right.
it's so bad.
I'm setting up the raid. We're going to say hi to Matt Colville, who has influenced a lot of our games. So if you like our game, then you will definitely like Matt Colville if you haven't checked out his stuff already. And all right, let's do a quick sound off because we have like 30 seconds here.
Got it.
Powder, where are you going to be at this week?
Twitch, Discord, follow, join Discord now, join.
Where are you going to be this week?
Who, me?
Darth.
Me, I might play with Motion tomorrow. I'm on Twitter and TikTok, and that's pretty much it.
Jeez, what you got going on this week?
You can find me on Twitter, unholy_Darth. Cheese. I'll probably be playing Lego Fortnite with my wife at some point on stream. Stevie the Dork on Twitch. Okay.
Lego Fortnite is so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also,
He's
Cheese
good.
and I might start playing some WoW on stream, maybe.
Yes.
So check that
Monday
out.
nights. We think Monday nights. We'll get back to you.
Yeah, we'll let you know. Thank you, Nola. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. It's nice to chat with you guys about D&D. We'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
All right. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, it was. I'm surprised we kept it going. Like, not as a complaint. Like, I'm glad we were able to kind of keep it going for as long as we did.
Yeah. I was definitely thinking only like an hour, and then suddenly we were at 2 hours, and I was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of got there, surprisingly, somehow. I was like, it's 11. I'm like, oh, wow.
Uh-oh. The
Yeah.
stream crashed.
Yeah, it happened too. I was lurking on them tonight. I wasn't really listening, but it did crash before. We crashed the stream.
That was a compromising position to freeze in, for sure.
I have such a bad habit of when I freeze a video to always freeze in like the worst spot for people. And they're like, that's a compromising picture of them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, his stream is having a hard time right now.
Was
I can't believe we raided into his channel when that like topless Asian girl was right next to him.
Oh.
Let's
Idiot.
watch drama.
Wait, what happened?
I mean, 8.6 thousand people are watching that stream.
I don't even see what stream you're talking about.
Asian Bunny X.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Open link in new tab.
Maybe do an
I don't
incognito
know.
tab.
Just in case.
Okay, so I put in the word Asian in the Twitch, and then it filled out the rest Bunny X.
She is
So I
on the
guess
front
whatever
page,
this-
so
Oh, she is not on my front page.
I don't think she should be on anyone's front page because
But she's probably not on my front page because Twitch probably went, this person always ends up blocking people like Amaranth and other people. We do really skimpy outfits that we put on the front page all the time. So he probably doesn't want to see that, which is true because I don't go to Twitch for that.
well, she doesn't have a skimpy outfit.
It's true.
Does she have no outfit? Is that
She's literally not wearing a shirt. Also,
Oh, is she the clapper?
yes,
She's the clapper I've seen pop up on.
yes.
Yeah, I don't think Matt's coming back.
interesting?
There's also on like the little thing on the top of Twitch. It recommended me someone who is literally topless and wearing body paint.
Yep.
well,
it's
Twitch.
Body paint. Those are
Twitch
like
knows what you want, Jesse.
I
Okay.
don't want that. And how is that even allowed?
Niggas don't have no faith, bro.
Because
I feel
it's not
so
nudity
shitty
Twitch
because
is
all I
like-
can focus on is she's got bad lip fillers.
Yeah, no, she's.
I'm just focused on the
Lord.
hair. I haven't even gotten past that.
She's not pretty, but the people are tuning in because booba, and they're hoping she'll lean back and they'll see something.
I mean, I don't think she's necessarily ugly, but
No,
like,
but I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm saying though it's not the looks why they're there.
all right.
It's because of the nudity.
But I also like, okay, here's the thing. I don't have a desire to watch that stuff, but I also like, I respect that women are like, you know what? Men are fucking dumb, so I'm gonna
I
make
mean-
money off of them.
Yeah.
Like I've
Yeah.
always respected that hustle,
Max literally
and it is the oldest hustle.
this is going to be the end.
Yeah.
of
It
I
is.
just logged
Oh, I'm
in.
Sure
not
is.
knocking her for it. I'm just saying like that's why that people are
apologize.
watching. Let's
Max
pog.
maybe
Let's
not.
watch
Now that Max
drama.
is medication
Mega
free,
stream.
should be
Mega
able to, like,
lard
do that.
fruit.
Yeah.
So
What?
yeah, folks have a lot of
He's
What
questions.
does
dumb.
that even
Folks have a
mean?
lot of questions. The answer is we don't know.
I don't
Most
even
of
know
them.
who
If we
won
knew, we
Game
would
of
put
the
it in
Year.
video.
I don't know.
Apparently, it's still going.
Yeah,
Oh.
I've been
Uh-oh.
tuning in. There's been like a lot of.
Well, I know
I've been tuning in. It's just. I know Baldur's Gate's won like 2 or 3 awards right now.
Oh, I
So
think
I don't think they're gonna win Game of the Year because
No, they did.
They just did Game of the
they
Year,
just-
Baldur's
that's
Gate
shocking.
3.
Ha ha!
And
That
he's
actually
wearing
shocks
his
me. I mean, this
fucking
deserves
armor.
it, but
He always he sleeps in that armor.
I mean, I honestly knew they were gonna win already. I expected nothing less.
well, the fact that I saw them win like 2 or 3 other awards because previous year someone I thought was gonna win won a bunch of awards and they didn't end up winning. It was like I think it was the Year God Award last year or whatever it was won it.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget who it was I thought was going to win, but the other person won like 3 awards. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of weird they won that one. I didn't expect that. So that's
Be
why I
nice,
thought Baldur's
people.
Gate 3. But Game Awards 2020. Does anyone actually have it up to date? Oh, he's back.
Matt,
I think he just kept talking though. I don't think he stopped because he just popped back up in my ear talking.
he's been back for a few minutes. He said Max did something. I'm not sure who Max is anyway, but
They're showing Neil Newbon, and I love him.
I don't know
Who is that?
is.
Asterion.
Ah, yes.
But also just a really great actor and voice actor.
He was my unrequited love interest from
Mm-hmm.
Baldur's Gate.
Oh, mine was very requited. There was no unrequited about it.
I had to settle on Gale.
Ew.
I don't like Gale.
So
Every time
charming,
I'm not romancing him, and he's always like, "Yo, you wanna be with me?" I'm like, "No," and he's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yeah,
it just
no."
kind of happened, and I was like, I'm not upset about it.
The only person I will accept other than Asterion is Halsin.
I know these names.
Yeah.
Halsin is the bear cheese.
Oh, okay. I think Stevie and I might be getting that game soon-ish. So
If you
I'll
do,
We will
we
play.
should make a party.
we
And we
will.
will
We
play.
all definitely should play that together.
Yes.
Jesse, do you own Baldur's Gate?
We played it.
on stream.
Yeah, but here's the thing: when I'm looking at Steam, it says it's.
I
on
don't
your
have it
wish
on
list.
Steam. I have it on
Oh, what do
God.
you Oh, okay. So that's what confused me because it says it's on your wish list, and I'm like, I thought I played it with him, but maybe I'm imagining that.
Yeah, no. If I can get a game on GOG, I do.
Gotcha.
Oh, so this, I guess we don't have to talk about this here, but were you wanting to start Warcraft streams on Monday? Or
Okay,
did
so-
you want to wait until after the new year?
We could start on Monday. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could do it every week. So that's
fine.
That's my thing. Because, like, I don't want to jump back into streaming and then, like, abandon my family again.
Well, so here's the thing. I would absolutely love to do co-streams with you, but if you don't want to do it at all, that's also fine. I don't care.
I really like the idea and I would like to do it. I just don't want to, like, commit to it necessarily for every week.
Okay.
Like, if we want to try some and see how it goes, I think that'd be fun.
Okay.
But yeah, I just don't want to, like, commit to it all the time right now.
Yeah, I only brought it up because I think you had mentioned like, oh, I'm kind of wanting to make WoW content again. I was like, oh,
I do
Well,
very
I'll
much.
stream this with you if you want to.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my wife my wife and I have like an on and off putting my daughter to bed schedule. So like the issue that I would run into is be like, I don't want to like make her put our daughter to bed every night. So I could probably not have any problem doing it on Monday as long as she's in bed on time, which is an if. So it may be like we do it on Mondays, but it's not like a set in stone start time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like
So
streams.
I want to tell you guys something. We are technically still live.
I know, I was seeing that too. I was just
Yeah, Stevie just
refreshing.
rated us.
Stevie just rated us, and it's a very strange thing happening on the screen.
Hey,
Hi.
everyone. We're technically supposed to be ended.
We're not supposed to be live, and there's a weird thing over here. So hi, I can't even see
my
our
gosh.
chat. So
my
that's
camera's still up.
interesting.
I totally forgot about that.
I had
man.
Stevie's channel up, and we
I did
came in, I
too.
was like, "How is this happening?"
So
Oops.
how do I
Oopsies.
see our chat?
Jeez.
No, it's not my forehead, Powie. It's not my forehead. My camera's not on.
It's Jesse.
Me and Jesse just have the same hairline. I'm so sorry, Jesse.
Wow.
I feel like Stevie knew this.
Wow.
We accidentally said
Okay, now I can read the chat. Hello, the darkness. Yeah, Powie, that's my forehead.
Oh, we've made a mistake.
I like how I'm cut in half. Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we raided into Matt Colville, who is currently doing a very successful not Kickstarter, I'm told. Which, I mean, I knew that, but and then I just never ended it, apparently, because I'm an idiot. So how was your stream though? And now my headset isn't gonna stay in my ear either. What did you guys do? Now that I can actually read things. Hello, Adeline and Cheese. Oh my God, Cheese. Hi, Cheese. So long. Haven't seen you in forever.
Hi.
Pup Tort.
Sup, Tort?
Pop and talk.
Wait, is Cheese pretty? Because we knew that. Better hairline than me, even though
No, absolutely not.
apparently.
Absolutely not.
I you know, what can I say? I get my hair from my mother.
How did we get here?
Oh, this is hilarious. Okay, well, do we raid again? No. I think we just call it.
Can
They
we
know
do
what
that?
they came for.
Can we
I don't
can we
know.
raid a second time?
Yeah, pick somebody Stevie wants to go to, I guess. See where Stevie wants
don't-
to go.
Stevie wanted to come to us, and this is what happened.
I don't even know if we can raid again.
Yeah, I think we just accept that this is the end of this chaos train.
This does seem very on brand for both
I
of
feel
us.
like you could do slash raid
Yeah.
and raid again. I'm going to be truthful with you.
I
pretty
can't
certain
even
you're able
see
to.
my chat though. But now I can. All right, let's try it. We have nothing to lose here. Who are we gonna raid?
I got nobody.
Oh my gosh. Weird enough, Stevie still shows on for me, but I know they're not on.
Unless you want to raid a channel that's just like ducks in a pond, I got that.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Yeah,
It's called Dash Ducks.
just dash ducks.
I can send you the link. Hold on. Or just their name, actually.
Ah, okay, I understand that, Stevie. Okay, we're gonna raid dash ducks, and we're all gonna go watch ducks.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh, I was actually just gonna put a dash, so it's a good thing you sent that.
No, it's the actual word.
The follower has or subscriber. Wait, this channel has follower or subscriber only chat, is what it said.
Yeah, it's just watching ducks.
No, but that's what it said when I
Yes.
went to raid.
Yeah, because they have it set to where you can't just like pop in and say something. You got to follow or sub.
Well, no, but I mean, I can't raid them because when I type /raid.
Oh,
it's showing
Dash
the
duck.
raid.
It
going.
says we are.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just giving you a heads up in case you don't want to raid.
it
because
didn't bring
they
up
can't
any
chat.
raid indication at all. So I'm just
I see it in the
Confused.
chat. You're probably going to get left behind, that means.
bye everybody. Well,
Don't
I
join our
can't
It's
click.
fine.
I can't click go. So
Uh-oh.
when the timer runs out, will it just go automatically?
this is just complete chaos.
We got probably about like, I don't know,
RPGs.
15, 20
Other
seconds.
Stuff like that.
Oh, I can click it now.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Okay, cool.
All right. Yeah,
So
I do need to go to bed.
I think I got to get up before Jesse too. Then again, Jesse's a child, so he might wake up before me because of that.
I wake up when she kicks me in the head and gets out of bed and goes downstairs by herself, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm just
I
gonna
don't
be a
think
bad dad
the
and go back to
raids are
sleep.
gonna work.
What?
The raid emotes.
Oh, it just went, even though it said it had another 30 seconds because I finally got to show up.
Yeah, and now it's
Jesse,
just
do me a
ducks.
favor. End stream.